Live on here. Let's do a quick audio Michael check.
Audio checkle. Audio checkle.
David, speak.
I am singing the quiet song, the quiet song, the quiet song.
Whenever your parents don't want you to talk, sing the quiet song. You got it. Welcome to the Blue Rupees podcast. Blue Rupees podcast. I can't even speak out the gate. Episode 315. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. David is fluorescently glowing right now.
Hell yeah.
He is.
The joys of having a page open that is white. Because for some reason, website developers don't always think of modern fucking things to do, like goddamn dark mode.
I feel like dark mode should just be a standard, like easy standard across other places. And it's so funny that just like some
100%.
big places still don't have that.
Pokemon TCG Pocket, why do you still not have a fucking dark mode?
I love opening that at like 6 or 7 in the morning and just getting flashbanged.
You know, it just
Like, oh, hey, let me open my packs.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like remember the old IMAX logo way back when? Or the THX or whatever it was?
THX.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do it's just like it always like parody of like, oh my god.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that shit brightens the fuck. There's some other places like I don't know. There was one in particular I'm forgetting on top of my head, but it's like I don't know why it does not have a dark mode still. I check every few months. I'm like, have you fucking made that yet? And I want to say it's like it's not Gmail, but something I want to say it's something Google related. I could be totally off. I think it might be, but some Google related. But yeah, David, you were vacay last week. You took the reins. I took them back. You said fuck this, I'm out, and then you came back.
I came.
There you go. Well, yeah, because you were at a wedding, so you did.
Yeah.
You yourself consummated the wedding, the marriage. You said, I will do this instead. Don't worry, guys. I got this.
But yeah, no. So from Saturday to basically Tuesday, we were gone for my wife's cousin's wedding, and it was a fun time. It was a grand old time. I was the driver for the bachelorette party, and it was a nerve-wracking time. So what the party ended up being is a big drive through the Kangamangas. Are you all familiar with that?
No idea what you just said.
All right. So the Kangamangas is this like 2.5 hour stretch of highway that is basically like Snake Road from Dragon Ball Z, where there's just pure wall-to-wall mountain and tree. It is just the most gorgeous area that is the biggest fucking nightmare to drive through.
So if it was in
And
California,
we-
they'd have houses there.
It's true.
I could swore this was going to start off and end up being like some weeb shit. I thought you said King of Mangas.
No, Kangamangas.
Yeah, okay. King
Dude,
of Mangas.
I've said this story before, but David crashing out in California about all the houses on the ridge of the hillsides. Top 10 funniest moments. David was like,
Because it's the dumbest fucking thing.
David,
Houses don't go there. There are landslides.
like David has his like funny rant moments, but I swear David was having a panic attack for those people, wondering why the
Yeah,
fuck
those
they were
people
doing that.
like living IRL Valheim or some shit.
Yeah. What the actual fuck?
I mean, like,
That-
you're
houses don't
already
go there.
you're already in like a very earthquake prone area. Let's
Exactly.
literally live on the edge.
Yeah, last weekend, me and some buddies, we went up to Little Rock in Arkansas, and there's a bunch of houses like that. And my immediate thought was like, do they have fiber? Because you know they don't. I mean, they're not getting good internet out. You're having to do like Starlink or some shit at that point. It's like, what's the point here? Your backyard is like off the side of like a sheer mountain face.
It's like the house
Like,
all the
you
way
don't
out
have good
here,
internet.
and they're all held up by like one pole, like just like
Yeah.
sticking 40 feet out. Anyway,
Yeah.
David, go ahead.
Yeah. So I had to drive. I drove that driving this ancient ass, busted ass fucking Ford Transit that sounded like the motor was gonna go at any fucking moment. And every time we went through one of the fucking Snake Way fucking loops, I'm just sitting there praying this top heavy beast doesn't lean to the right. Just don't fucking lean right. Do
Why-
not send us down this fucking ravine, please.
You would hate Tahoe. Tahoe is a lot of those, and there's one stretch of Tahoe that I hate driving in. It's literally like the top of a hill, but like flattened out, and you're just driving like on that, like literally, like
Nope, fuck that.
if
Absolutely
you
not.
have like, I don't know, just your body just went limp for like 1 second, just turned, you'd be dead. And it's like not like it's like a steep fucking thing. Like you're gonna be tumbling for a while down there.
Fuck that.
Gorgeous out there though.
Absolutely
It's fucking
not.
gorgeous as hell.
There are some places man was not
Hey, you wanna
meant
go see it
to
up close?
fucking be.
Right. Why are you out there again? Like was that just part of the destination?
No, that was the destination. Is just driving through that.
Did they
Um,
want a death wish? Like, you know what? I'm married now. That's just
No, it's a very popular tourist attraction to just go ahead and there's like 7-8 different stops along Snake Way where you can go ahead and look at all the views that are in the area, and that's just a very popular, common place to be.
Your partner's a lot like mine, where they get sick really easy from car driving. I'm surprised that they volunteered or accepted to be in there.
Well, it's because they're in the bridal party, so they kind of have to be there.
Right, but like, that's like Vomit City.
Yeah, and and it wasn't as bad because she was my co-pilot. So she was sitting in the passenger side while everyone else was. We had like 8 some odd people just partying in the back of the transit, and there's us being the 2 adults in the room basically.
They're just out there, just flashing it all to nature. There's a deer. Flash the deer. Flash the deer. He doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at.
Deer in the headlights.
Oh, that's a good. All right, we fucked up. David, go back. That's a good one.
But yeah, so there was that, and then we basically decided that night that we basically had to get a hotel next to the wedding venue because it was just enough of a drive to the wedding venue that we both looked at each other and said, we're not going to want to drive that first thing in the morning and then drive that back home that same night. So
How long was it?
It's like a 2.5 hour drive
Oh
to get
yeah,
there.
you didn't plan that ahead of like for that because I
We're usually good. We do long drives constantly to where we don't bat an eye. The only time we bat an eye usually is when we go down to see my wife's friends in New Jersey, where it's like, oh, it's a 9-hour drive. Yeah, we're gonna get something to kind of stay at there. But like a 2.5 hour drive, that's nothing for us.
You're interesting because you are also a man of convenience on trips. Remember we had this discussion because
Yeah.
the plan was I found some place cheap, 45 minutes out of Boston. Well, I guess you don't want to drive in Boston to be fair. I guess that's the caveat. Okay.
Well, Leah really hates driving in Boston. I hate Boston people, and so by extension, I don't like driving in Boston.
What do you hate about Boston people? They're pretty cool.
Absolutely not.
What do you
They're
hate?
like the angry, like drug-addled version of Mainers. It's like you
Driving.
get the same temperament. Yes.
Okay, driving. Well, yeah, the East Coast drivers are ass. Sorry, shout outs to y'all.
No, 100%. East Coast drivers are the fucking worst. 100%.
Yeah, like California is rough, but everyone just is like just flying. Like no one gives a shit. Like you had to be aggressive and just realize that you're fighting for your life, but like because no one gives a fuck. Everyone's just doing their thing. Everyone's just perpetually angry and like trying to get home. On the East Coast, I think out of everywhere I drove over the country, I almost got into 2 massive accidents in DC driving to Mr. Geek's house. I was like on the fuck. It was like right in the wave of just like traffic. Like Sam's giving me play-by-play. He's like, dude, there's so much traffic like on your end. I'm like, I am hustling my fucking ass off trying to, because in DC, if you're stuck in traffic, you're fucked. Like rest in peace. Like good luck. See you next year. But like that, I was like riding the wave of that. And I swear, like 2 just big time. Just had to swerve the fuck out of the way on that one. Yeah, East Coast drivers suck ass. So I guess that makes sense.
100%.
But yeah, because I was gonna pick up a place 45 minutes outside of Boston, and he was like, "Nope, fuck you, you're staying there." All right, that makes sense. I like Boston people are super nice. Like in walking, like whenever we're walking around like around the area, I've never had a bad issue.
The second they get behind the wheel, they're fucking miserable to deal with.
Sure, I'll give you that. That's fine. Shouts to y'all.
But yeah, so that was one of those things that the distance didn't bother us for the driving, but it was more so the realization that like we were gonna be there until 9:30 is when the wedding wrapped up, and so we're like, yeah, that's a long day of socializing, and then we had multiple pieces to our outfits, and we were like, shit. The logistics of it is we would either drive there in the majority of our outfit and then change into the rest there, but then that would mean that we are in basically attire throughout the whole day. Then you got the day sweat going into the evening wedding and all that. So that was what ultimately we're like, "Ah, fuck it, let's just relax. We were hoping to save money, and again, the driving didn't bother us, but I was like, we'll just spend the money and just fucking deal with the fact that we can piecemeal out the adventure a little bit.
Overall solid though.
Yeah, great time. Absolutely wonderful. Wife did amazing with our outfits for it, and it was a beautiful wedding. Food was great. Good times were had by all, and shout outs to the dude in the Magneto helmet.
Yeah, that was so sick.
Um,
Such
I
a choice.
as someone's gone to 3 weddings, I guess. 3 weddings. 2 of them extremely unconventional and 1 very traditional. I don't understand how weddings work still because it's just how bizarre it's been for that now.
It's just whatever the fuck you feel like now. It's all vibes based.
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
respect. That's what I'm going for one day. I've said this 40,000 times on here, but it's like when I did drive across the country, I kind of made that I forced everyone to like, I drove to you, so you gotta drive to me for my thing, even though no one asked for it. I'm just like, I'm here, so you're coming to my thing. And however
I'm
long,
forcing a favor upon you.
yeah, however long it's gonna be, you are now coming to my wedding eventually. That's my request on people, because I always thought it'd be so funny because I'm gonna have 45 different segments of the internet, just like, you guys know from this area, you guys know from that area. Granted, this would have been more true probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe. I probably still invite a lot of those people just because like, love them, but
That means David has to wear the Magneto helmet just to represent that slice of pie.
yeah,
That's right.
it's gonna be Kells and David at a table. But it's just Kells is just a guy with Magneto.
Or I'll get the helmet. David can do his ball.
I was gonna say I'll go bald. I'll be Professor X. He can be Magneto.
So work wife's husband does this thing every year for his birthday, which he does some stupid Jackass type stunt because he was growing up on Jackass. Which, by the way, when I had them all I had all my freshmen put down top 5 videos. I was telling you guys before the podcast, but on here, I had freshmen asked them for icebreaker top 5 movies. One kid had Jackass 1 on there, and I looked at it, and I just like, I had to break. I'm usually really good about holding it down, but I started breaking. He's like, "What is it? Are you laughing at my first one?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't tell you no, because I did the same thing at your age, and that's exactly the kind of human I am. I am eternally crafted off Jackass. Like, Jackass molded me, and I didn't go off that end. But I was like, yeah, I can't tell you no. That's exactly what I watch at your age, but good stuff.
That's a choice.
Yeah, good stuff. I was like, just please don't bring that. I was like, did that shape your sense of humor? He goes, yeah. I'm like, cool. Don't bring it to the movies that we're making. Just whatever humor you have, keep it to where you're at.
I don't need to explain to your parents why you need something removed from you.
Toy cars. So I where was I going with that? So he does something stupid anyway. And we're thinking about something. I don't know if I should say this part of the podcast. Actually, I'm gonna actually mute this next part because I need to give context to something that I learned.
Make sure you test the audio first.
Yeah. Do you want to check me on that? Someone want to check me on that really quick?
I got the pulled up here.
Okay.
All right, I'm waiting for the delay. Nope. Okay, you're quiet.
Talking.
Sorry, there's a lot of
Yeah.
talents to those listeners out there. They're actively
fair.
listening.
Yeah, we're actively listening to the mute.
We are active listeners. We got the listening ears on here.
Wow.
All
Yeah.
right, good.
Uh-huh. Listening. Oh, no shit. Wow.
Oh shit, use more lube. Got it.
Yeah. Perfect. Mm.
So that's a little pretense on this. Sorry, guys. What's up,
All
Trey
right,
Fitty?
and that's how we found out that sometimes it is okay to put a gerbil up there to get back out the grain of rice.
There you go. Anyway, I pretense that because originally we are gonna do something and our birthdays are not far apart, so I was like, maybe we do like a silly like obstacle course something, but I can't drink currently. Um, and so we thought would be funny is what if we had like Kels will get this. What if we had a friendship style boxing match? And we're like, yeah, that'd be kind of funny actually. Why not? And we'll have the partners like have to referee it or something, make sure we don't kill ourselves. Cool. So
Why don't you
I
both go to Lowe's and take a shit in the toilets there?
yeah, well, we should just do that instead. But hey, that I need to see what the research is on that or the background is on that skit because I'm like, I really hope they have to have gotten permission from someone ahead of time because I'm like, I could not imagine being the employee at that place. I'm like, what the fuck is this right now?
I'm almost certain it's like a completely random spot because I'm pretty sure I've seen like an interview or something about it where they were scouting out places that had toilets out that they could go
That's
and shit in.
insanity. Come on,
Because
pissed.
I
What
guess
happened?
like
Someone shit in the fucking toilet at our work, and then you go see it on the movies. You're like, that's my toilet.
I had to clean that.
But I bought these like badass Spider-Man boxing gloves. I'm so excited to break in. So that's my thing. I just wanted to shout out that I'm gonna try to get into a boxing match for fun because we were I made him watch chess boxing and it was like yo that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a smash boxing because they've done that before.
Mm.
So we're gonna do like a round of smash and then box for that and we're gonna see how that goes. Because he's like and ours kind of reflects the shot or the chess boxing match I showed them where it's like one girl was really good at chess and not good at fighting, and the other girl was really good at fighting, but she's good at chess, but not really good at chess. Like just like up there, not grandmaster, but like right below it. I'm like, cool. I'm not good at fighting. You're really good at fighting, but I can kick your ass at Smash, and you can do okay at Smash. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see how we do with that. So, stay tuned. You won't see it, but just stay tuned on that. We'll see.
Not gonna end well.
Probably not, but I mean,
Famous last words.
I would have made it at 34 at that time. I think that's a solid run. Solid run.
When are we gonna have the first tournament with that rule set?
What was that?
When are we gonna have the first tournament with that rule set?
There is
when are we gonna
a
have
Smash
Evo?
boxing.
Yeah.
When are we gonna have an Evo event though? That is all right. 1 round Street Fighter, 1 round boxing. Let's go.
I think you'd have fun with that.
Oh,
That'd
I'd be in that. That'd be a
fun.
lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I'd fucking come out of retirement for that.
I'm sure Dave would love to kick someone's ass and then play them in Street Fighter. That's how you dead the beef on
Right.
both ends. But yeah, so you had solid times at your wedding, Dave. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Hell yeah.
Kels, how was your week?
Really good. Not a whole lot of big traveling this week. Been on the grind.
Nice. Had break. I hated every second of it, and I'd rather be at work, which is always kind of weird to say.
Very weird to say.
Yeah, I hate when you have those moments where I'd rather be at work, and then you have to like realize you're like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But then I got to work. I'm like, I don't want to be here either. But yeah, we're getting back to it. I am gonna do Vegas this weekend. We're gonna do when we were young, so hopefully bounce back a little bit and regenerate or re-energize all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
David, what'd you get?
Hell yeah. So I got a few things here because I got a couple weeks of stuff. Actually, I'll show this.
Besides
first.
late at the wedding, of course.
Hell yeah. I got a free Xbox 360 and some strategy guides.
Oh, nice.
Per up the
Money in
voltage,
mind.
yes sir.
Just gave these to me. The same buddy though was fucking dumb as hell because he threw out all the games. He had a stack of games and was like, I'm pretty sure these aren't worth anything, and just threw them all out. And I'm a little annoyed because he mentioned one of them was Tony Hawk's American Wasteland for 360, which is going for a good chunk of change because it's how you can fucking hack the 360.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, motherfucker, why do you throw out
But-
games? Why would you do that?
Even then, I don't. I mean, I would love to live a life where I just didn't give a fuck enough to like just throw shit out like that. Because like
Right.
even like at a decent rate, when I'm like all right in money, I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff, I'll take it to a game shop and get $12 out of it probably or something. You know, like I'll take it somewhere to get evaluated and sold. But like to just not give a fuck about that, especially video games when you know you spent money on it. That's
It's a
crazy.
wasteful.
It's granted, this is a friend of mine that I adore him. He's a good
Fuck him.
egg, but he's not the best decision maker.
He's not this brightest egg in the candy shop.
There was a period of time where he thought it was cheaper to just get parking tickets than to pay for parking, and so for like a solid
Hell
like
yeah.
6 months, he would just get a parking ticket every week. And then he
Is he
realized that it
fucking
would have-
stupid? The fuck?
and then
Who
it
the
was
fuck
at that point he
processes
realized-
that? Not when he realizes parking, depending on where you're at, even the most egregious place is like $20 versus like a whatever dollar fine.
Well, it was when he realized that it would start impacting his driving license that it would be an issue.
Whoops.
So bless
How do
his heart, he's a little
you-
short-sighted sometimes.
How old is he?
28 now.
How?
These people, they walk amongst us.
Mind you, he was 20 when that
They're
all was
not like
happening.
us.
But
That's the type of person I feel like. Yeah, if you walk in traffic, they'll avoid you anyway. It's faster that way. Like, what that might be the dumbest thing. I'm gonna share that story just for the rest of my life. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It took me go rewind that. It took me a long time to process that in my brain. Like you told me that, I understood what you said, but like just the concept of anyone thinking that is that's like unless you're Jeff Bezos, like who gives a fuck, right? About any money. It's like what the fuck are you doing?
yeah, so
Hey,
that's
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
so
continue.
yeah. So I got a free 360 and strategy guys, but no games to go with them for that reason.
Perfect.
Uh,
Perfect.
You should have like taught him a lesson and said one of those games is worth $500 or something, just to get him to stop doing dumb things.
I know when something is worth the effort and when it's not.
That's the teacher in me because I assume he's 12 years old, I guess.
Also, my boss gave me a Raspberry Pi 4 that he had laying
Nice.
around that had no use for. I'm going to turn that into a fun little project toy. And then for some actual games, talked about this. Oh, wait, no, where did this go? Been talking about this a lot. Finally came in. Windjammers, the last cartridge I was missing for Evercade. I'm now back to having the complete set finally. Also, finally bit the bullet and got Forspoken.
How much?
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah,
New
Game of the Year
Hampshire
edition.
not having tax because it was a nice even $7 I paid for
Hell
it.
yeah.
Perfect money for that game. And then I got this beautiful gem in the Final Fantasy Tactics remake,
Great cover art.
which I'll talk more a little bit later. And that's it.
All right. Kels.
I am empty-handed, good sir.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Dave, what'd you play?
Hell yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. Absolutely phenomenal. They've done a lot to overhaul the game without it feeling like a whole different game. The voice acting really does add an insane layer of depth to the story. I'm halfway through the game. I binged it this weekend, and god damn it, it fucking hits. Still one of the best stories in Final Fantasy. Gameplay is some of the best in the series as well still, and the additional tweaks and changes they made just help to create a more balanced atmosphere for it all. There's no more kind of wild swings to it because Final Fantasy Tactics could have some fucking absurd swings high and low. Um, but as someone that has played this game more times than I care to admit in the last 30 some odd years that this game has been around, it is just absolutely fantastic. It feels like coming home. I've been playing through the game, enjoying it, tinkering with different character builds that I haven't had a chance to tinker with yet. And it's just a wonderful time. I absolutely adore Tactics. It is again one of those games that you ask me for a good different answer. Easily in my top favorite games of all time. Whether it's the best Final Fantasy, again, there are some days I'll say it's 9, some days I'll say it's Tactics. But either way, it's the fucking masterpiece, and I'm glad that it has been updated in a faithful enough way to preserve the intent of the game, that newer generations can actually finally fucking experience it. Give us Chrono Trigger, you fucking cowards. And that is all I have to say on the matter.
Hell yeah. Kels.
Hell yeah. Is that all you played? Just Tactics?
Yeah.
Sick. So I'm still working through Silent Hill. Battlefield 6 came out. Been playing that some.
I've been wanting to play that,
and
but I'm gonna wait till Black
It's
Friday.
fucking great.
Yeah.
Finished playthrough one of that last week, and fucking
Silent
chef's
Hill?
kiss.
Wait, and you got it? What'd you get? How do you get it, David?
Huh?
You bought it?
Silent Hill?
No,
Oh,
no,
that's
no,
right.
yeah.
I forgot that was
Battlefield.
the. Oh, Battlefield. No, I thought you said Silent Hill.
Well, I did. I said Silent
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah.
I've been playing through that still.
And is it
Yeah.
Battlefield? That's
yeah,
why I was like,
then
David's got
came
Battlefield?
out.
What the fuck is this?
No.
Yeah.
I'm skipping that because EA is bought by the Saudis now. So
I seen a funny ass meme. It was like season 2 of the skate battle pass is gonna be this, and they're just like skating through Dubai and like sand dunes and shit.
Wait, make sure I
But,
play Spec Ops: The Line again.
Great. Yeah. So Battlefield 6 is pretty good. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Hell yeah.
No huge complaints. No like major outages. Runs fine. Runs good on my machine. No problems yet. So A plus. Silent Hill still pretty good so far. So having a lot of fun with it. Oddly enough, but
Hell yeah.
it's I think we yapped about it last week too. It's definitely going places I wasn't quite expecting, because there's like levels to the metaphysical stuff going on. So really cool, really interesting. And David can probably attest,
yeah.
because you said you beaten it once.
Yes, I finished playthrough 1, and it's a game that you do need to do a minimum of 3 playthroughs to get the entire story, because each new run through adds new cutscenes, new journals to find, as well as some endings are only acquirable on certain numbered playthroughs.
Is it like a lot that you can't just YouTube it afterwards?
I'm probably just gonna play it once more and then YouTube.
Yes, because you miss out on the journal entries, presumably, if you're just YouTubing it. They do have a handy feature though, in that two things. One, it does have like proper New Game Plus, so all your shit carries over.
You're saying
into
it
the
tells
next
you there's
game.
something new here.
Yes, and it will say, "Hey, feel free to skip this cutscene. There's nothing new," or "Hey, the cutscene you're about to watch does have new content. Are you sure you want to potentially skip?"
Are you sure?
Uh
See, that's how I was with Alan Wake 2. Like, I was ready to go through that again, but it was a long game. And then,
It's very long.
yeah, and then it was like, yeah, they just add like a little bit to the beginning and a little bit at the end. I'm like, all right, cool. YouTube it is.
yeah, no. This completely changes a lot of shit for each run through. And each run through short. I had like 10 hours on my first playthrough, and I was doing that predominantly blind. There was only like a couple things that I looked up just because I didn't want to miss out on something on my first run through for like unlocks. But other than that, I didn't look up like any of the boss fight information or anything like that. I was just like, all right, where's this unlock? So I don't have to make sure I double back for it next time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm only like 3.5 or 4. I think I'm like 4, close to 5 hours in, and I feel like I'm getting pretty far into it.
Also, the other thing that inflated my playtime is I made the mistake of playing the first half of the game on hard
Yeah.
for the combat. Playing your first playthrough on hard is a fucking slog.
I
Jesus
also, yeah, we
Christ.
talked about this too. I don't feel like Silent Hill's game needs to be on hard.
Mm,
The
Well,
puzzles,
no, when you put it
puzzles
on
crank 'em
hard, it's
up.
basically Dark Souls.
Yeah, puzzles crank that shit up, but like the actual combat, I'm like,
Yeah, and like a big thing about it too is like even the combat that's there, you can just run past like almost 80% of it. Like you don't even have to engage with the combat until it's like
Until
absolutely
you get to the
necessary.
end game, and then there's a lot of shit that's just basically a gauntlet of fucking monsters that are really hard to get around.
Yeah. Yeah, like now it's like, oh, one dropped in front of you. Okay, go around it, hit like typical game shit. Like get them,
Right.
ring them around the rosy, run back up, unlock the door, run through the door type shit.
Yeah. But the amount of beginner traps that it also has is fucking egregious later on.
Dude, like so in one of the Fox levels, like you're running around and they literally drop on top of you.
Yes.
It's like
Yes,
there's
from the
nothing you can do
ceiling.
about that.
That was where that made me question why I'm playing on hard mode, was that segment. And then that boss fight after made me go, absolutely not. I'm done with hard mode.
Yeah, because there's a few times like just being sneaky, you can like turn the camera and see ones like around the corner, and then it's just kind of funny. It's like, okay, I can definitely anticipate this, but you can't anticipate the ones just dropping out of the fucking heavens on you. I
No,
hate
when
that.
you're just walking around and all of a sudden like a fucking koala just drops down on you.
And you lose health. It's like, okay, well, fuck me.
And then you're like, oh shit, let me run away from this thing, and there's 5 more just at the ready to fucking drop down on you.
I feel like that's weird game design.
It's the frustrating beginner trap bullshit where they just have to find some way to like get you a little bit to force you to use resources. And so there are so many areas where there's like at least like 2 to 3 gotcha moments where you're just you go through, you go slow, you go methodical, you look around every corner, you're fine, and then you get into one area where you're thinking to yourself, there's no fucking way anything can be here. And then it's like, surprise, motherfucker.
So
Yeah,
it,
something busts
it's
through a wall or jumps over a gate or something.
Yep.
It's like, all right.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that just punishes me for literally nothing. You know, it's like sometimes
Yeah.
I like those games where it's like it shows you what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you're walking through it and you'll say like, someone get attacked by this monster or something like that. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna deal with those
Yeah, I'm
guys
not
in a
saying
little
it's
bit.
good
I'm like,
game
yeah,
design.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying it's
That throws me
prototypical
off.
game design.
Yeah, that's what throws me off. I like when it's like, yeah, let me like give me a taste of what I'm gonna deal with, and then like let me feel rewarded by not having to deal with that, right? Rather than like, okay, I just got hit for no reason.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that and it's kind of like the video game version of a jump scare, right? It's just
Yeah.
something that it's unavoidable, but it's there. It's just trying to get something out of you.
Right.
Yeah, because again, the game is more than generous with resources. Which again, I think back to
much.
the early reviews that were crying about all the resources laying around because they can't hold them all. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking survival horror game. What do you expect? You're not meant to backpack around with every goddamn item you find. If you need all those items, you're doing something wrong. You're not playing the game right. Like,
Shout
there
out
are
to the
so many
games
times
that
I
weigh
was
you
running-
down, make you walk slow every time you carry more stuff.
Yeah, thankfully this
Right.
is not that, but it does have very limited space, which only is an issue because your upgrades are tethered to sacrificing items. So it's actually kind of a neat system where there's a lot of like restorative items you can find, but you can choose to get rid of them to get upgrade points to get more permanent bonuses. So it's kind of like this risk reward system on it. So I was running around most of the game just with a nearly empty inventory, just basically just holding on to
Okay.
like 2 repair kits for weapons.
All you need are
and-
red pills and repair kits.
I stopped with the red pills just for practice for future runs.
I just like how quick they are. It doesn't take forever.
They're
to fucking do.
quick, but that is the one thing that I do know with the rest of the endings in the game is all of the rest of the endings require you to never use them. So I
Mhm.
just decided to preemptively get myself out of the habit of using them.
That's why they give you a ton.
I like that system. I once I finished Breath of the Wild this summer, I kind of watched a bunch of videos on it, and there was someone that mentioned just like some of the nitpicking they had with Breath of the Wild, and I agreed with it, was the weapon degradation, right? That was always annoying, but like those of us who are like weird about it is like we never got to use the really cool weapons because you just save them just in case something happens, right? So therefore you kind of almost complete the game without ever having used the really cool weapons. So they're like, the change I would make is that like every time you used a cool weapon, it gave you the weapon shards to upgrade or find better weapons that way to kind of reward you for using the good weapons rather than just hoarding them and never using them at all.
Well, see,
Which,
my
real quick,
only
I-
issue.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're. I was about to say the only issue I had with that design is the fucking Master Sword degraded. It's like
Yeah.
that's so stupid.
That should never degrade. Full
that
stop.
and
should never degrade.
the shield, all that should have just been like that. This is your permanent, like this because
Yeah.
it was hard to get those. Like it's like there's your
Yeah, it's
reward.
hard to get that. You play almost like 80% to like the whole game without it. You should let me have my fucking toys and play with them.
Yeah, agreed. David.
Other than that,
The only
nothing
thing
should
I
be.
was gonna say is that as far as weapons in Silent Hill F go, my two absolute favorites and the ones that I recommend everyone keep on them is when you get the sledgehammer. That was one of my favorite fucking crowd control weapons, absolutely 100%. And the kitchen knife is bar none the best boss layer in the game. God damn. Fucking keep the second you get the first kitchen knife, fucking hold on to that for dear life for boss battles. It makes them so much more manageable.
Nice.
Will do.
Kels, actually, Trey Fitty is not very happy with the Battlefield 6 multiplayer. Looks like.
Uh-oh.
Sad day.
Anything else,
Sad day.
Kels?
Nope, that's it. Oh, and 2XKO. Been still playing that.
Oh yeah.
Been playing that, and I've been playing a little bit of Riftbound too, getting ready for that to come out. So I've been in the League of Legends mood here lately. It's been
Nice.
interesting hopping into the fandom, like 10 years late.
Man, I'm still fucking perplexed by some of the character choices for that launch roster. Speaking as someone that was there for the beginning, I started in the beta of League of Legends and then played through the first like 3 seasons. The character choices are a little fucking wild because there's so many obvious choices missing maybe it's maybe it's the disconnect of someone that stopped after season 3 and then that was like what fucking 12, 11, maybe even more years ago at this point. But there are so many characters I would have thought would have been like shoo-ins for a fighting game roster for this fucking series, and to see them not there is a little weird.
Yeah, I think they just went with of course you gotta do Jinx and Vibe just because Arcane. And then after that it's just kind of like what are like an Echo, of course. So I think after that it's just like what are gonna be like the commercial heroes.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I expect Timo because he's almost kind of like a mascot for the series in a lot of ways. And also, again, he feels, and that is also a part of it. Is like you got to go with the characters that you feel like you can have like analogous representations. You know, Timo is very much like the UMVC3 Rocket Raccoon kind of concept.
he kind
But
of reminds
again,
me of
it
a
boggles.
villager from Smash
Yeah, that
Bros.
too. Then again, you also again like it boggles my mind because like Riven was introduced and she is literally a Smash Brother character put into a MOBA. She's got a shield. She's got these kind of weird dash cancels. She's got these kind of weird combo abilities that work off one another. She was literally designed with the idea of what if we just took Smash Brothers and made it into a MOBA character, and it feels weird to not have that idea come full circle and finally have her be in a fighting game.
I mean, they're gonna add to it forever
Uh,
anyway. So
It'll probably get there because I mean it's just launching. I think there's only 9 characters. One of them was added in the beta, and 2 of them just got added for the like official early launch for it.
But even then, that's still wild to me because League of Legends just fucking pisses money. Like they literally trip over the amount of money, and to launch with only 9 characters,
no, I
like, I
mean,
get it.
it makes
They
sense to
have
me.
enough of that diehard audience to be able to get away with it. But like, how the fuck are you not launching with at least like a 20 character roster?
Because they can monetize the
Mhm.
other 11.
Yeah, they don't need to. They'll just.
Because even right now, whenever you start it, you don't have them all unlocked. You have to get unlocked tokens, and you get those by you just get them by playing and ranking up, getting XP from playing the game. But I mean, you can also buy them. Is the whole thing.
That's disgusting. I will never touch this game.
Because I think you have like 5, and you have to unlock the last 4, but you get 2 free tokens just by playing, just by doing
know what?
like certain marks off the list.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna go play that shitty Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game that just got revealed.
More power.
I'm gonna play that shitty fighting game that looks like it runs at 3 frames a fucking second.
So wait, does it look like it's possible to unlock all characters just through natural gameplay, or is it not?
On 2XKO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have like daily, weekly challenges, and then just like other challenges from just playing the game.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I imagine it's the same monetization scheme as the actual MOBA, where play long enough and eventually you'll get everything.
I mean, that reminds
play
me of
long enough.
Multiverses.
It's almost exactly kind of how that works because
Okay.
you'll get like tokens to unlock it and whatnot. I
But
do
will
just
they
wish-
release a one-off comic and then close this game servers down just as soon as it gets popular?
Hopefully. Now, like you said, Riot has the money for it. They have fuck you money. this particular game could probably lose like every bit of money that they put into it, and they'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't see, because League of Legends is still just printing dirty money. I mean, they're charging $500 for faker skins. I don't think they're hurting. And then Riftbound's like 2 weeks away, so
Dude, I can't.
Look, I'll admit,
imagine-
I'm one of those dirty people that contributed to the skin economy of League of Legends back in the day. I once paid $15 for a skin in that game. I get it. I'm one of those filthy people.
hey, that's cheaper
but
than it is now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jesus Christ. I don't understand when you see all these crazy skins that people actively like. That just always blows my fucking mind. I just do not believe it. Whenever people are like, "Yeah, this is a $5,000 skin," I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean it's a $5,000 skin?"
Yeah, like that faker one. It's a $500 one, and you look at it like
fuck
there's nothing
that.
special about
Absolutely
this.
not.
it's just like
There
a
are so much
commemorative
better
thing.
things you can do with your money than to fucking buy a video game skin for that much.
Yeah,
I don't
Get
get
a
that.
hooker at least. Like, goddamn.
and like League ones aren't even like transferable, are they? At least with Counter Strike, you can like sell them. There's like a market for it.
Yeah, there's a whole market. You could potentially get some of your money back at least in Counter Strike and shit.
Yeah, it's
Which I mean, I
gross.
still don't care about that being a thing though. That's also promoting way too much.
Yeah, sure. I just don't really care because I'm an adult.
I
that
think it's the
understands
lesser
gambling's
evil.
bad.
I think it does lead to some other shady shit, but everything inevitably is going to lead to shadier shit.
Yeah,
Well, the only
but
thing is how accessible it is to kids. That's the
Yeah.
only bad thing about it. Just
I-
because like you can just hop on the.
How
Steam
about
store
you
and do
just
weird
don't
shit.
let your kid be unsupervised on the fucking computer?
That's
Or
true.
learn basic enough about computer security to make sure your kid can't fuck something over. It's really not that complicated.
how many kids do you have?
Instead of just setting little Timmy in front of his fucking tablet with his dick in his hand, like actually go ahead and be a fucking parent.
Yeah, you'll play something offline like I did.
Yeah. Anyway,
Here's a Game Boy. But yeah, 2XKO has been fun. Blitzcrank's insane. I love install grapples. Install grapples are cool. What have you been playing?
I've been in a weird funk and I don't know what to play. So I've been on Supermarket Simulator.
I've
For-
seen that on Discord. I didn't know how legit that was. Or not.
Yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
it's legit. It's literally the same as a trading card game simulator, shop simulator.
Mhm.
Just different skin. They've added a few new things on it. There's multiplayer on it, so if you're ever down, let me know. I'll help you run that store, dude. I don't know what the multiplayer is. I assume it's just two of you guys running that thing, which is actually kind of fun for me, I think. But I don't know. I'm on a loop. It's a satisfying gameplay loop. The game's glitchy as fuck sometimes, which is really annoying. I had the really gross existential moment this weekend where a few times now the game gets stuck on a time and doesn't move past it. The game itself registers that you're playing this long. So like once you fix the glitch, it charges you rent or like a bill the next day for like $5,000, even though your bills are usually like 50. But like it was like perpetually stuck at 2 p.m. and I got so much done. And I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, what if time just stopped and I could just get caught up on my work? I'm like, damn, I hate that I said that. I hate that I'm thinking this. This is disgusting. Why do I want time to stop? And the first thing I think is like, cool, I can catch up on my work finally. Fuck off with that. I was having a really big argument in my head as I'm just still playing Supermarket Simulator. I'm like, cool, I'm stuck on this day, so I took out loans and I was able to pay back the same day, which was that shit is great, dude. I was like, yeah, give me $20,000 loan, I'll pay you back in an hour. That's fine. Instead
Got you.
of paying back interest on that shit or anything, hell yeah.
That's,
maybe-
that's where those kind of simulator games do get satisfying. It's why I love like 2 Point Hospital and shit like that. Because once you get into a certain rhythm of it, you just get lost in the minutia of it. You kind of buy into the kayfabe of the world, so to speak, where you're just like, yeah, I don't know, fucking clown's coming in to get a fucking pipe pulled out of his ass. All right, it's just Tuesday. It's fine. Let's go.
Yeah, I love those are like my guilty pleasure games. It's just I get lost in the sauce of those games. I just wish it wasn't so glitchy. The glitch that's actually pissing me off is every time you reboot the game, it shuts back down my storage next door, and it costs $800 to open a storage, and it costs multiple thousand to like upgrade it, and you have to upgrade it. You have to buy shelves, and then you have to hire workers on top of that. That's how you get your people that can like unbox stuff. Because like, 2 or 3 times every in-game day, I'm just going around restocking everything. 30 boxes, 40 boxes show up. 3 of my guys go in there and walk back and forth unboxing things, and by the time they're done, I'm like, fuck, I gotta buy more shit already. People they can't stay on the shelf. but I can't get into a good flow of stocking things because that storage room keeps closing after every time I'm done with the game, and and there's no quick save or quick what is it quick launch, or I think whatever it is. Like the game just closes every time you go to the home.
As God intended.
Yeah, this game is on duct tape right now. It closes every time you go home, so you have to reboot it, and then yeah, the storage closes. So I'm like, I'm not gonna spend, I don't know, $20,000 on opening a storage again just to get back to where I was. So I have I bought enough just to like get the storage open, buy a bunch of stuff, and then get 3 workers, and I'm like, it's gonna get lost. They're aware of the fix, but that's the only thing that's keeping me annoyed right now because I'm like, I can't keep anything stocked. I can't access my food in the back. The workers can walk through the wall. They can just go right through the wall and they can stock everything. I don't know what's going on back there, but you see them walk through the wall. The cool thing with shopping simulator versus Pokemon card shop simulator is that you can actually make deliveries. It's got like a very small free roam area. So like you'll get like a DoorDash delivery. You open it up, you fill the bag, and you can you can walk it over, run it over. I bought a skateboard, so I'm skateboarding over to my people. I don't know what it means because you can buy a truck. I don't know if that means I can automatically do it or not. I'm hoping that is. If so, I'd buy it. Otherwise, the free roam area is too small for me to give a shit about a truck. Yeah, no, that's been my life. I've sunk a lot of hours in that. It's my guilty pleasure. Is able to sink so much time because yeah, when you get into a flow of that shit, oh, it's good. That's good. I try to play other games because I catch myself in the middle of these games. I'm like, I could spend 40 hours finishing up a video game that's of merit.
Right.
And then I load up about 4 seconds of Dead Rising Remastered. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go back to Super Mario Simulator. Great podcast game too. So I'm getting caught up in podcasts, which is nice. So not a podcast. I do YouTube videos at this point. My YouTube's a constant race of just trying to get to not have 5,000 watch later videos. I'll clear up that list. I'm back down to like 4,900. I'm like, fantastic. And then I just fill that shit back up right away. It's annoying.
Yep.
Happens. But yeah, and then a lot of my videos lately have just been Daft Punk stuff because I've been on my Daft Punk bullshit lately. It's been good times. Still got me fucked up that Fortnite was one of the coolest memories of this year for in general. I'm like, I don't know how that happens, but I'm gonna make Alan Wake go through the Daft Punk thing before it ends though. Just Alan Wake just flying through space. Brother, what did you write? All right. David, do you have news?
There was only one major thing that has transpired this past week that I really feel like we could have a long conversation on. And the Big N had a big problem. The Big Hen got hit by another hack, and we had ourselves another Terra leak.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this a little bit. So first, the
Who does
major thing
Typhlosion take this time?
So the first major stuff to come out of these Terra leaks is, of course, basically the entire release schedule for the next 5 years of Pokemon games.
Well,
Didn't some crazy shit kind of come out about like Masuda and shit like that too?
Yes, we'll get to that in a second because that gives us actually we'll cover that first because it kind of gives context to a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So Masuda has been like the main person other than Sugimori of Pokemon since the beginning.
Okay.
He's been the primary game director.
The Masuda
Sugimori
method.
was the art and kind of visual aesthetic guy. Matsuda has been the actual game designer. And anyone that has played a Pokemon game knows they're not designed well. They are held together with fucking duct tape, and you hope for the best.
It's like Super
Well, that's
Market
why the
Simulator.
originals had so much charm to them too, because you kind of forgave it. But nowadays, it's trying to bill itself as like the high end, the big deal.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I mean,
it- It was dope,
charm
dude. It was
to it.
dope finding missing no in the first games. Now it's like, why is this broken? Or why is it running at 2
leads
frames?
it leads to such funny things like finding out that Pokemon Legends ZA, the area is one solid object.
Yeah, it's one solid 3D object.
Wait, what
It
the
is
fuck?
one giant 3D model. That is the entire plane you play on. Is one solid model. So there is no deloading anything for the game world
What the fuck?
because the game world is all one object.
So that tells me also that means the cutscenes are probably all rendered in game too, right?
What the fuck?
And
We're talking about the same people that in Gen 6, so the 3DS games, they couldn't figure out still at that point how to call on a character model. So in every single map of the game, they put a character model underneath the map of the game for every single map on the offhand chance they were going to use her.
So it's not like wait. So when you say the whole place is like one object, what's the extent of that?
All of Lumino City is one solid object.
Okay, but like if there's a rock there, is that rock part of the object, or is that rock its own still
That
thing?
rock is generated on the object, but the entire city is always loaded at one time.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
like a lot of that stuff that you can get away with, just like UV mapping and like flat textures and stuff. So don't think about it too hard, but pretty much the buildings and like all of that, it's all just because Luminos is kind of like a circular disc,
Right.
and just like built the city's like built on top of it, kind of like fucking Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
So just all the buildings are just all it's all one solid just object.
You know,
it's a
it-
solid disc world.
It makes sense why there's no other big developers making a big mainline Pokemon game, because they would get lapped to a point where it's just ruin the A team.
Well, that leads into what we're talking about. Because as of Gen 6, Matsuda, who was the primary guy behind Pokemon, was kicked to the curb. So in the middle of Gen 6, he was told, fuck off.
Which one's 6 again?
Because Gen 6 was Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Or no, not Sun and
Kalos.
Moon.
XY.
X and Y, where we got the Mega Evolutions for the first time.
Okay.
He was kicked to the curb during development of Gen 6 because he was
XY my
running
last
such a
favorite one.
I will defend Gen 6. I think it had a lot to enjoy.
Yeah.
But
Z
he
never
was kicked to the
happened.
curb in the middle of that because he was running such a toxic work culture and was so paranoid about having to have power around the franchise that he was not allowing anything to be done to the game without his 100% consent behind it. And that was why we had basically games running off the same engine for so long. And why we were running with a lot of the same horrible game design principles for so long.
Dude, I'm
Then-
sorry. But like I feel like I'm good at like trying to understand other people's point of view and why they do things. I can't imagine having the fuck you money that Game Freak has with Pokemon and just not wanting to make a game that is such a
It's
killer,
not Game Freak that has the fuck you
Yeah,
money.
or
Yeah, I was about
whoever
to
had.
say, I don't think it's Game Freak's problem really here. Some of it is, but the Pokemon company can just go to another company, go to another developer, right?
Yes,
Could
which
they
is
not
what they've
just be
done
like,
with some
"Hey,"
of their games. Is
right.
they've gone to.
But
a lot
I
of other
can't
companies for a lot of
imagine-
their side games.
Sorry, so not Game Freak. The Pokemon company have fuck you money.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why they deal with that shit. Like,
Yeah, me either. It doesn't
like
make any
why?
fucking
Like,
sense.
what's stopping you from being a killer app to the point where like you like make splashes like critically? You know, like why? I get that it's probably saves you a lot of money. You're dealing with these people; they know what to do, but like, it's
I think the bottom line is it's not affecting them like stock wise, right?
Yes,
They're not losing.
It is
money, so-
100% just because the games are there as advertising for the marketable
the merch.
plushes and
right,
the
right,
card
right. And
games.
I get that, but maybe it again. I feel like every time I have these issues, it feel like it comes from a very obvious spot in my brain, right? Where it's like, if you have the money, why wouldn't you do something cool with it? You know, like I get that it's like, well, we don't have to. I'm like, yeah, I get you don't have to, but like, wouldn't it be like, what if there was a crazy world where you use that fuck you money to make a Pokemon game that happened to be so well acclaimed that it made to the Game Awards, right? But again, I get that it makes no fucking, it just does nothing to them. So I get that that's part of it. But in my brain, I'm like, I just don't know how you get to a point where you just like don't give a fuck about quality.
Well,
Well,
one
again,
eye-opening thing
we'll
is-
get to that when we get to talk about the rest of the head changes.
Fantastic, because
we've-
I'm totally in the dark about almost all this. So
Well, that combined with the financials, because I think another
Yes.
thing that came out with the report is I think they said ZA only cost them $15 million to make
damn,
in the USD equivalent. So
holy
It's like-
shit!
yeah, it was a dirt cheap game.
yeah,
And that's gonna make some good money too.
that's gonna make ridiculous amounts of money. Yeah, it's this year's like big Pokemon release,
15 million's crazy.
and people are gonna be dying to play it on the Switch too, because it's gonna be advertised as a Switch 2 game whenever you can.
Yeah.
just buy
It's
it
one of
and
the
play it on
first
Switch.
major
And
Switch 2
it
games.
runs much better on Switch 2. It's literally double the frame rate.
Yeah, the Switch 2 loaded up that giant fucking object. Switch 2 was like, all right, cool. You want me to all right, that's weird. Load this object? All right, fine, whatever. Okay.
But yeah, so
I'm excited. Yeah, keep
then
going. All right, I'm here. I want to hear
so-
about this.
Matsuda had been kicked out during the Generation 6 cycle. Then another guy, I can't remember, his name was escaping me, it was probably like Ohm something. He took over from Gen 6 and was kicked out mid Gen 10 being developed.
Which was
so the next gen coming.
which
and
was
it's
what was
be-
10?
It's the next-
Well, 10 isn't out yet. 10 is the next major gen. of
So he just
Pokemon
got kicked
coming
out recently.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get into the release of that soon because again, all the next 5 years of games have already been
I'm sorry.
leaked.
I'm just, if you can, yeah. Whenever you have a gen, preface it with, and once you get past like 3,
Okay, so yeah, so Gen 9, the last major Pokemon game that came out
Violet.
was Scarlet and Violet.
yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. So that was the last game fully released under him. And then the next mainline entry was mid him being booted out,
Okay,
which already has led to them changing some things about the game, which are documented here.
okay.
And
I love hearing about this shit.
what's fascinating is the reason they basically had to boot him out is because he didn't change any of the rest of the leadership under him. He kept the entire same toxic work culture and the same exact people that were propagating the horrible shit underneath him. He kind of hid it for a while because he was allowing some more creative ideas, which is what led to us every Pokemon gen getting a new mechanic, like the Mega Evolutions, Throstalizations, Z moves, etc. So he started to allow the series to have weird creativity, but it was still always under that same like toxic iron grip mentality that the previous leadership did.
Okay.
And so a lot of the younger developers who are like, this series is stagnating and fucking dying. Like we get from a marketability standpoint, it's great, but as a game series, this series is fucking going nowhere. And we need to be able to actually make games that function.
Have
Can we please just make games that function.
can you guys educate me? Has Pokemon sales mainline games been stagnant, increase, or decrease?
Increase.
They've been getting
Every
bigger?
new gen always sells more than the last gen.
And by the way, that guy's name is Shigeru Omori.
Amori. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't,
you're
I was
really
gonna
close.
say
That was impressive.
Amori, but I'm like, no, that's a video game. That can't be his name.
Yeah, no, that was very impressive. You were very close.
Ah.
They've sold more each progressive time. That's interesting.
Yes, every gen has always outsold the gen prior to it. And you know what? Blame that honestly just purely on the marketing arm of the power of Pokemon because they keep getting more and more ingrained into everything else. So just by name recognition, people keep getting more interested in, oh, what's that Pokemon thing? And then
But
Okay,
but it was Scarlet and Violet were the most panned though critically.
So Scarlet
critically,
and Violet.
yes.
So Scarlet and Violet are currently sitting at the third highest selling in the whole series. Red, Green, and Blue, of course, is the top. It's at
Okay. Yeah.
31 million. Second is Sword and Shield at 26 million, and then Scarlet Violet's at 24 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so the most modern
Switch has
ones
been picking up,
outsold
but
everything.
no one tops the OGs, but the Switch have been topping everything else.
Oh yeah,
Correct.
because after that, it's just like the big ones that everyone names, like Gold, Silver, Diamond, Pearl, XY.
Okay.
And then you also have to factor into the fact that we're talking about the Switch. Literally has
Right.
outsold the PlayStation 2. So
I think the big thing
sorry,
is
Sony found 10 million more.
Well, I think the big thing with this one is Legends Arceus was was 14.8 million. So it's
Yeah.
this is more a sequel to that rather than it is a sequel to Scarlet Violet. So we'll
Right.
see how it does.
True.
But it's gonna sell a lot, being one of the only mainline Switch 2 games,
Huge facts.
especially
that's
being
that's gonna boost it.
holiday. Yeah, no, like a lot
Yeah.
of my students are already talking about that. They got it preloaded.
So there's been a lot of shakeups because Game Freak has finally been buckling down. That's been some of the other things coming out in the reports.
That
is like-
reminded me. I'm sorry. Did it's this leaked with that? Did leaks of that one
Yeah.
game where it sounded the one that actually like everyone's like, what the fuck is Game Freak? Why is Game Freak doing good on this game but doesn't give a fuck about Pokemon?
No,
Okay, because you guys, what
not
game is
yet,
it?
at least.
What game was that one?
I don't remember.
Dude, that
off
was the
top of my
funniest
head.
shit. I remember that. I forget who was in the call with me, but we
It
were
was like
watching
Giga Hammer or some shit like that. I don't remember.
something. But I remember us like, did someone? I think it was Kells. Didn't Kells you call out something that was very Game Freak of it or something like that? Or you said I thought someone
I
said
think I did.
you're like
Or-
this feels like a Game Freak thing. I was like, what the fuck? No. And then like it did come out. And I was like, what the fuck? All right, I guess it's not gonna run well. That's so funny. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing with our Switch?
Oh,
ass?
that's right, because that was in like a direct recently, wasn't it?
Like
Yeah,
a,
'cause
like
it
a
looks
PlayStation
like
or
a-
Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like I think the whole thing is supposed to be like a Souls-like sort of game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it looks like an actual competent current gen console game, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, because they still struggle to do something other than Pokemon. But yeah, so there's been all that is to say, the main people that have been in charge have been axed
No,
entirely.
you said that
And-
the guy that got the axe because he didn't have cut the ones below him. Those people also get cut. So like got gutted.
Those people have now also been cut.
So got gutted.
They have been basically told that that's part of the reason why we've had more of a reliance on DLC for modern Pokemon isn't because they got tired of doing the 3-game format, so like, we'll do DLC instead. It's purely to cover for the fact that they've been constantly restructuring this whole time.
What deal? Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
Because like with
Yeah,
Sword
the
and
Sword
Shield,
Shield,
they
right,
first
right,
started doing DLC
Yep.
instead of doing like a third version, and it wasn't that they were like, oh well, now we're in an era we can start doing that properly. Most of it, from what a lot of the docs look like, it was just them hiding the fact that they were restructuring, and it was easier to just be like, all right, just append the currently existing game for right now.
So
It also makes sense why we never got Z.
that's what exactly what I was
Yeah.
gonna say right now. So they can get Z because we got an axe in there.
yeah,
They finally regulated to a point where they felt good about that third copy. Because I know a lot of people have been asking like, why the fuck are we not got a third game of that? Which I mean, to be fair, it's like
Z-Wave went so fucking hard too.
oh yes, all the information that's come out about that, and thankfully, from what it looks like, has been repurposed into ZA.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that makes sense. And so it looks like okay, sorry, I'll quit jumping ahead. Go keep doing what you're doing.
And that leads us into let's talk a little bit about the plans for Pokemon for the next 5 years.
Right.
All right. So we got Legends ZA coming out soon, as we know, and we already know ahead of time that this has a DLC coming out for it, and we know that Pokemon Champions is around the corner. Let's
It's
talk a
supposed to come
little
out
bit
this year,
about
right? Is that something else I forgot got mentioned that Champions was originally slated for
Champions
this
is
year,
early next
but it
year.
was originally slated for this year to them.
Yeah. We have Gen 10, which does have a name, Pokemon Wind and Waves.
I fuck with that.
Originally, it was intended to be set in a region based around Greece, but as part of the handover of leadership, they scrapped the idea, which is unfortunate because it makes sense now in retrospect why there's been so many Greek mythology themed Pokemon lately, like Hydrapple and Phalanx and things like that, because they were meant to be teases to a Greek based region. But now instead, it's going to be based around the Pacific Isles of Asia. And it feels like they're kind of going into a more safe territory with it. I get the idea of you can kind of reuse the idea of it and just change a few things and no one will bat an eye if they didn't already have the knowledge of it. So I get
Which
it.
now we do.
Well, and also I think the setting really does a whole lot for the story too. because
Yes.
supposedly the whole story is like a conservationist kind of take on it.
Correct. And there's a lot of mechanics that have been revealed for it. So it seems to be taking after the idea of how Gen 9 was, where you have 3 different stories to kind of progress down. You have the gym battle story, you have the kind of like capture and friendship story, and then you have like just kind of like a deep lore story going on. But there's other mechanics, like an emphasis on a pseudo MMO kind of mode mechanic to it. There is document designs around choosing if you want battles to be either turn-based or action-based like they are in Legend ZA, which I think is a fascinating concept idea to see. The main gimmick seems to be around weather moves, and so there's a lot of kind of verbiage around how all the Pokemon will have different weather themed abilities in addition to their regular abilities that you can use. Some really kind of fascinating ideas. One thing that stood out to me a lot too is this will be the first game with proper procedurally generated areas. There are going to be whole archipelago segments that every time you go to them, they're going to be randomized and procedurally generated for what you can find and discover there, which is fascinating because it feels like it is potentially a stepping stone for some of the other things we're going to be seeing
It's
later.
so funny. It's like
And also, did you already mention the seed Pokemon?
No, I
So-
didn't go for it.
So supposedly seed Pokemon are a new like take on baby Pokemon, and they essentially
Yes.
they will evolve. So I don't think all the mechanics are out for it, but it says according to the leak, these are baby Pokemon found in resort areas, unevolved forms that are rarely seen in the wild. No one has ever seen what they evolve into, but when they travel to the island where the legendary Pokemon reside, they begin to evolve. Their evolved appearance is said to have infinite variations, which could tie directly into uh, these games. The main theme of it is infinity.
Yeah. And it makes sense because, like with Scarlet and Violet, I still need to go through and play it. But the wife and I said that we would go through the games together, and we're just waiting for us to both have time to go through, a 90-hour fucking RPG together. And they introduced the Paradox Pokemon. So you had Pokemon that could have been from the past, a Pokemon that could have been from the future.
Yeah.
And so we're now kind of like embracing the idea of what ifs essentially in Pokemon. So
I
it
forgot
makes
that was a
sense to
thing.
kind of go back to that idea.
Well, yeah, like the more I think about it, the more I start
Right
to
back.
realize that things have really kind of gone off the rails. Because I mean, we have Pokemon from Dreams, and now we have like Pokemon that are essentially like paradoxical, like you said, just like
Yeah.
no one knows if they'll exist. But yeah, I don't know. A lot about Gen 10 has me kind of hyped. I think would be really cool if like done right. But again, it all comes back to like, are you gonna make a game that actually works, right? Like theoretically, this is all good, but I know you, and I've been hurt by you.
Well, that's where it's the fascinating thing. And of course, Adrian decided to pick this moment to walk away.
Right.
But I guess I'll recap it for him when he gets back. Gen 10 is also going to be the first gen of a brand new engine.
That's interesting.
So up to this point, every Pokemon game since Sun and Moon have been running off the same engine. So all these games on Switch have been running off of an engine built for the 3DS.
It makes it a little bit more impressive now, though.
Yeah, it makes it a hell of impressive what they managed to get away with, in all honesty. But it also makes it, oh, perfect. Adrian's already right back. All right, so I'm going to wait for him to sit down. All right, so I'm going to reiterate what I just said because it's also another fascinating concept.
I got
Uh,
a new mug.
hell,
Oh,
yeah.
that's sick.
Hell yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So what I was just explaining to Kells is that up to now, all of the mainline Pokemon games have been running off of the same game engine from Sun and Moon.
You couldn't.
So all of these Switch games have been running off of a game engine built for the 3DS. Gen 10 is also going to be the
to Valve and
Yeah.
Bethesda.
but the Gen 10 is going to be the first gen that also has a brand new game engine built for it. So starting with Gen 10 forward, there's a brand new built from scratch design with Switch 2 at the very minimum, potentially.
Do
also
we
Switch 1.
expect a lot of bugs, or we expect it pretty be smooth?
That's where a lot of the interesting conversation comes from. Is this seems to be in the middle of the handover, so there's probably going to be some kind of weird legacy guffs. But this has also happened at a point where a lot more new blood has had the chance to finally play with it and get to go ahead and stretch their fucking legs and be like, all right, watch me cook. So
Yeah, I posted the screenshot, but there's actually leaked images along with it. And
yes,
like the environments are like super lush. It looks way different than like what Scarlet and Violet look like now.
the only
There's like
thing that's
actual
gross
detail.
about it so far is goddamn Pikachu looks like he's on Ozempic. Because with this is also coming, every single Pokemon's getting another new model design. After they said that Sun and Moon was going to be the last one they would have to worry about doing that.
Good. Hopefully that means a full Pokedex.
Yeah,
Where's Pikachu at in this? I see Charizard. I see.
Kells didn't put it in that. I think.
Yeah, I don't have the Pikachu one.
Let me pull up the Pikachu one because it's fucking hilarious.
Why is Ghastly 14 times bigger than Charizard?
Because they're probably doing the Legends thing where they're actually you can get them of different sizes.
Yes, which we'll talk about Legends in a second because that goes into some more new games coming up.
Yeah, the screenshot on the left looks fantastic. The one on the right, questionable.
I should have just thumbs up this fucking.
Even
thing
the
so
one
I
on
can
the
go
right,
back
I
to
think
it,
looks
so I've
better
already
than
shown,
what
like,
there is
4
right
people
now.
this.
Yeah, it looks better for sure.
Like there's more detail there, and I'm sure they'll do more to it.
The one on the left, that's like the one on the left feels like finally. You know when way back when you always have fake leaks like here's the next Pokemon game.
Right. Here's
It-
Mario in the Unreal Engine.
Yeah, this looks like actively something you would have seen.
Here we go. Here's the new redesigned Pikachu for Gen 10. It's fucking hideous. I hate it.
Oh, it's just a blur for me.
Well, yeah, you got to click on it.
But yeah, it does look.
I don't know. I kind of like him. He's cute.
No, that thing looks hideous.
He's a little cutie. I'd squeeze it.
It look. You know what though? It looks more mouse-like, which I appreciate.
No.
Yeah, I think he's starting to look like Pachimara a little bit too. He has too much of a rounded head now.
You know what?
Pachimara
He
got a
looks
little-
more like a toy than he does like a living creature.
Which means you know what they're gonna make him into for the next 14 years.
the
Many toys.
the top comment is buckle fat removed, 360 lipo, tummy tuck, BBL, fat transfer to hips.
Dude.
Rib reduction, jaw shave.
It's like give me the fat Pikachu again. Remember when they were bringing that back for a little while?
Yeah.
They were going on that. Like,
yeah,
with
they gave him a
evolution?
Gigantamax form that was thick Pikachu, and it was
Yeah,
wonderful.
those were
Yeah,
those
now
were
it's
funny
a
days.
meme.
I would, you know, my favorite thing to do is whenever people do random screenshots of Pokemon episodes, and it's just like always like a really really bad, quickly drawn background Pokemon where it's like Raichu, but it looks like two blobs together. I love those. So funny to me. All right, David, continue on this thing. Sorry to.
So
Yeah, not a problem. So another thing of importance. Oh, go ahead, Kels.
well, also the seed Pokemon. I'm reading some more. It says
Yeah, go. Yeah, you continue on with that.
The seed Pokemon's evolution is also procedurally generated, and it's unique, featuring fractal and floral designs that differ for every player, further reinforcing the game's central theme of infinity. So you know that's gonna be a fucking thing where people are just playing through the game to get different versions of the seed Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I guess the seed Pokemon is kind of like your starter or something that you get at the very start of the game, and as you play. So it says. Well, one of the more intriguing additions revolves around seed Pokemon, which you receive at the very start. Training this Pokemon to a certain level unlocks access to the main legendary's island, a location described as procedurally generated based on your individual training performance, and I guess it's your training performance related to the seed Pokemon.
You know what
So-
I want to happen?
Kind of later
Gosh, I
stuff.
got pee. Go for it.
So there's a gym adventure, weather skill acquisition quest, ride license quest, MMO raid battles. So I guess there's gonna be like a massively multiplayer component to it.
Then they said that about
Pokemon.
the upcoming game too, right? In a little bit.
I think so. Legends Arceus, I know, or Legends ZA, I think you can play with 4 players like locally, kind of like how you can Scarlet Violet. I'm not sure about. I'm sure there's also like some sort of like Dynamax raids or some shit.
I think they were saying about I think the remakes where they said the multi regional remakes, something like that, were MMO based or something like that.
Hmm.
Which
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I don't want. But like
I like a little bit of multiplayer stuff, like the Dynamax raids and stuff. That's probably like my limit. It's cool to like go into like an instance and like people be able to hop in and play with you.
uh-huh.
But whenever you're like in the overworld with me and I have to deal with like other people running around in circles or emoting at me, then it's like, all right, I'm kind of
Right,
kind
we're
of
over
over
it.
this.
You know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
Especially in like a single player game. Like if you had that relegated to its own like online game, sure, whatever. I can avoid that.
Right. You know what I've been wanting for many generations now? I've been wanting them to
Wait for it to get
mix up
set on.
the three starters.
From off of fire, water, and grass.
Yeah, I've been wanting them for ages to get you off fire, water, and grass and make you do with three other starters. Like give me some other rock, paper,
Well, I think the
scissors.
thing is just like yeah, that's like one of the most perfect pairings into the rock paper scissors. But also like the last time that they did that with Pikachu, that fucking sucked when you had to face Brock.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Facing,
Well, I
facing
mean, you
Brock
got a
and Yellow.
Mankey or you got a Nidoran, and you're fine.
Yeah, well, I was also like 8 whenever I played that, so that I didn't know that that's how that shit worked.
but I mean, if you make the game according, like yeah, that one because you got Pikachu, right? But like if they made the game according to like I don't know, like Ghost, Psychic, or something else, you know what I mean, or like that, and then just carry the game to that. It'd be really cool to get a shake up on the original starter types. Personally, I like.
I think the way they get around that is through the evolutions, right? Is that they always try to make the third one unique unless it's the fire one. They always make it firefighting for some goddamn reason.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've always like wanted them. I think it'd be even cool to do the inverse almost, right? Like make a ghost Pokemon, but it's Ghost Fire or whatever at the end. You know, like almost make it like a callback to the original types, where it's like yeah, each one will end up with water, grass, or fire, but they start somewhere else too. I don't know. I'm clearly too creative for the Pokemon team, so whatever they want to do is going to work out for them. David,
Yes.
keep going.
All right. So here is some of the other stuff we can have to expect.
Did we fall off the whole conversation with or is it still part of the conversation with him getting outed and
Well, no, that conversation's done. Like that's
Okay.
already.
I wasn't sure if
That
that
is
anything
just
else
one of those
pertaining
things
to
that
this.
you now keep in the back of your mind.
And when you guys, so not to put a cap on that before we start moving on, what do you guys? Because you guys clearly have much more knowledge about these Pokemon gens than I do. What do you guys think about the whole status of that and how that affected games? Does that reframe these games to you guys at all, or
I mean, it explains the stagnation that the series has had.
Yeah.
okay? That's fair.
That's about it. It's like, well, that's why it wasn't until recently we got to really be kind of fun and creative. Because the only time the series ever got to be fun and creative was when other studios handled it, and that makes sense why.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry. So go ahead on the. Okay, so
Yeah. So next up, to kind of cover here, because there was a few games in this list here.
there's one I want to talk about for
let-
sure,
Let's cover Legends 2.
which
So
is not
Legends 2.
ZA.
No.
so-
This was all the games have like code names to them as part of their original thing. And then there's like other things of how they consider
Project
the Legend
Seed.
series. So Legend ZA already breaks from the mold by being a game set in the future, but the numerical numbering of Legends is because they're all consistently set in the past.
Well, we've also found out ZA is 5 years after X and Y.
Yes.
What's the furthest along in the timeline?
I think X and Y were the furthest along the timeline.
So ZA is technically as far as Pokemon's been ahead so far.
It's hard to gauge because Pokemon has 2 timelines. So Pokemon has the Mega timeline and the non-Mega timeline, and that's how they kind of categorize the stories of the games. Is all of the games where Mega Evolution exists are their own timeline, and all the games where Mega Evolution doesn't exist are their own other timeline.
Cause I say that's kind of cool. If ZA is the farthest ahead of the timeline, that's kind of cool. Legends was like the farthest back, so Legends has end capped this timeline.
Technically, in both per se right now, Legends ZA or Legends Arceus is the oldest point in both timelines, because we haven't had another game to kind of contest in the past that there's megas. Although we'll get to that in a second. Well, not in a second, but in a little bit we'll get to that idea. But it is one of those things that basically whether or not Mega Evolution exists as a concept determines what timeline a game is part of, and it's basically there as a way to kind of justify some of the weirdness with a lot of the remakes. So Pokemon has its own weird kind of timeline idea, even more dumbly than Zelda does at times. But that's how you think of the two branching narratives.
Okay.
Is does Mega Evolution exist or not? So in terms of the universes that have Mega Evolution, ZA is the latest. In terms of the timelines that don't have Mega Evolution as a concept, then Scarlet and Violet are the latest.
Okay. Nice. Sorry, I keep deviating.
No, it's all good. So Legends 2 is set to be in Johto before the concept of trainers existed. There's been a lot of images that have come out from production showing how they created their own Pokeballs, and because that was like a major feature of Johto Gen 2
Missed that.
was like creating using the
apricots.
apricorns to make your own
apricorns.
Pokeballs.
The
and-
GS ball.
Yes. And this game is meant to kind of focus on the idea of what happened in the past with Ho-Oh and Lugia. So that's one of the main
sick.
mysteries of when you play the games is you have the burnt down tower
Yeah.
and you're like, some weird shit happened here a long time ago. Who knows? And this game is meant to kind of talk about that.
Oh hell yeah.
That's sick.
Okay.
I love Johto. That's Crystal is one of my favorites out of the
Yeah.
series.
Crystal was a huge, big game for me.
I loved red and blue, yellow, loved them, but gold, silver, crystal, then hard gold and soul silver. I think that's peak. I still think like I don't know if we've touched those. I think just like from like a rudimentary, here's what Pokemon is by the heart. I think it's so well crafted. I love the
It's
fuck
one
out
of
of
those
those games.
things that like from a of classic Pokemon from a gameplay perspective, Gen 3, so Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, my favorite games. But in terms of like pure sprite work, Gen 2 has the best fucking sprites.
Well,
Absolutely.
my whole thing was like the whole ability to go back and play through Kanto as well
God.
after you complete your Johto.
Dude,
journey.
as a kid,
Oh,
dude, as a
we'll
kid,
be talking about that later.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I want to talk about.
That's so fucking amazing to me, and the fact that they just abandoned that and just decided,
Dude.
hey, we're never gonna do that again. It's
Dude,
such a missed fucking
I
opportunity.
fucking agree, dude. As a
Especially
kid,
now that we know that most of these games have just been on the same fucking engine. It pisses me off.
dude,
Again, they don't know how to optimize or code or design, so it makes
No.
sense.
yeah, rest in peace at Wada. Dude, as a kid, how much did that blow your fucking mind, right? Like you did red, blue, yellow. You're like, all right, that was cool. You go through gold, silver, you beat it, and then they're like, hey,
There's more.
go if you want to go back
But
to where
wait.
you were. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean go back? Holy shit! And then you go through it, and I'm like, that's cool. Then you go play red at the end. I'm like, bro, this is that was like. That was my first taste, like as hype as a kid. I'm like, oh, holy fuck, like that shit was
It's
fucking.
red, and he's got a fucking team that is ready to go.
He's got like a level 83 fucking fat ass Pikachu, dude. Hell yeah. Like, dude, that shit was hype as hell, dude. As a kid, and then you didn't know that
He's
either.
got no words for your ass either. He just turns
But-
Let's fight.
I know, and
Fun
there was something so special about that you can never have now, right? Because like that happens now. The person that gets the preview copy is gonna fucking spoil that shit like 2 days before the fucking game
Even
comes out.
before the preview copy, people are gonna fucking access the servers. And get
Yeah,
that
but like
shit.
as a kid, you get to the game, which the game itself was like solid. Like the game itself had a lot of content to it, like cool.
Oh yeah.
And then they give you the whole other continent to go through again. You go through all that shit, then you go to the fucking mountain at the end. Oh, dude, peak, absolute fucking peak. I need to play through Heart Gold again. I've not busted my copy out since probably around launch, honestly. But I just remember like it was so good, and
So
I always thought it was cool because Gold I remember having got after I got my tonsils removed. Uh, my dad had two canon moments in my life for this, where it was when I did so good on my grades one year where he just stood me in front of the target. He said, "All right, pick one." It's PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. That was a canon event for me. I'm just like looking at these three. I'm like, holy fuck, I gotta pick one of these. And then after I got my tonsils out, I was knocked the fuck out. I was high off my ass as a kid, and he was like, "Hey, you want me to get you something?" I don't remember comprehending it, and I just here it was, just gold was in my hands. I'm like, hell yeah. And then I remember like, what was it, 2010? I think did Hard Gold come out 2009?
it's around that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around
I
there.
remember going to Best Buy, and my dad took me to, and I was telling him like, this is the game. This is like a remake of the game that you got me way back when. Like that shit was great, dude. I still have my box. Like that's one of the very rare. It's somewhere in the back here. That's
And now it's worth a shit ton.
yeah, and I have the Pokewalker. It gets lost every once in a while. I have the Pokewalker still, and I have the Ho-Oh minifigure that I got as a pre-order. Like somehow, out of every fucking thing I've owned, like because you own so much shit as a kid, you just I don't know where it went. Those things survived, so like I could have a full, probably not full in box. I think it's just the box I have. I don't know. I'd have to open up and check again, but I do have the box with it too, which I'll have to look probably in a second. I mean, it has to be.
But yeah, Johto's peak. So Legend.
Hell yeah,
Where
I'm
we're-
totally down for
we're at?
Johto,
Yeah.
dude. We've not gotten
Yeah,
Johto.
take me back.
When's the last time we got a Johto? Is it been that long since those games?
Yeah, it was Heart Gold Soul Silver. was the
Jesus
last time we got Johto.
Christ. We go to Kanto every 4 days.
and that remake was Gen 5, so almost 5 generations ago.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
so good. It was so fucking good.
And then I'll end this.
No, talk about the cool shit.
No, I'm not ending the whole conversation. But
okay.
ending the loop of Legends because we also have Legends 3 talked about here.
That's the crazy part.
Yo,
for me.
calm the fuck down, y'all. Like, what the fuck? Get
Yeah.
to 2 first.
Yeah.
This is still currently a prototype, so this is very much subject to change. But as of right now, the prototype for Legends 3 is there. Its codename is Ringo. And this is set in the Galar region, so that's Gen 7. So Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
1,000 years before Sword and Shield.
So you're in England.
Yeah, well, England /
Dude,
Scotland.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Wild.
keep sorry to cut off, but what a crazy job it is to prototype the game ahead of the game that you guys aren't even working on fully yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just about to get started. Can you start working on the next one? Like, all right, Jesus Christ. I guess I'll jump ahead from that far.
So I think this
and
one
the
also
only
puts us
things-
officially the furthest behind, right, in the timeline.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's before Arceus.
Yes, this is like 1,000 years in the past. So this would be, although it's potentially its own timeline. If there's, again, it depends if there's going to be megas.
The fuck
involved
are they
or
gonna be
not.
walking around like fucking cavemen with like a cloth, like trying to hunt these fucking Pokemon, like what the fuck, caveman style?
Well, it's funny you say that because one of the other leaks that came out, I didn't bring it up because it's not relevant to the larger conversation, but in Galar, that was one of the original themed ideas for Gen 7 was that they were going to go ahead and have a concept of prehistoric history being the underlying concept for that gen. We didn't get that, and that's why in Scarlet and Violet we got the Paradox Past and Paradox Future instead.
You think we ever get that full idea realized, or do you think they're just gonna keep it with Scarlet Violet?
I think that's why we'll get Legends 3, providing they don't change too radically from the current prototype, because a lot of it does seem to be hammering on that idea of the prehistoric past.
Which is cool because we might be able to see some of these fossil Pokemon and like maybe
Oh,
maybe they didn't get it right whenever they brought him back, right? Maybe they have like a true like
That'd
how
be
dinosaurs are
fucking
now.
sick.
'Cause,
Because
like,
that
look
was
at-
the whole like giggle gimmick of the fossil Pokemon in in that gen is you literally made them by mixing and matching the fossils, so you had no idea what the actual Pokemon was. You were always bringing it back to life, this weird fucking thing that never
That'd
looked
be
right.
sick seeing like an actual Kabuto or
Yeah, exactly. Because like look at dinosaurs now. Like nowadays people think that they had feathers, right? So I
Yeah.
mean Kabuto could look fucking weird as shit. Kabutops could look very weird. Almastar could look completely different.
that's a sick call right there. Yeah, seeing an actual Aerodactyl like go off.
Oh yeah, Aerodactyl could be fucking insane.
Yeah, because he looks all kind of withered the way he is right now, right? But just make him look just
Charizard could actually be a dragon?
pimp him out, dude. Pimp Aerodactyl the fuck out. I feel like he's gotten to the low end of it. Aerodactyl does not get that much love,
Nah, he doesn't have that much aura just to start with.
but they can give him so much
Yes.
fucking aura with this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
just dude, pimp him the fuck out, dude. Make him have like make him have literal aura.
Yeah, make him a dark type as well.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a sick call. Hell yeah. Okay.
So I guess the whole thing is too your character is going to be tasked with creating the first Gigamax ball.
Yeah.
Like the Pokeball to catch the Dynamax Pokemon. So you could be getting gigantic fucking prehistoric Pokemon.
Okay. I'm following him. I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
All right. Now the next to last thing here.
This is the thing I want to talk about, right?
Nope. The
Saving
thing
the
we want
last
to talk
one?
about
Okay.
is the last thing.
Okay.
We're saving the best for last.
Okay.
Because the next to last thing we're going to talk about is Generation 11 is targeted for the 2030 release date.
Sheesh. See if we
and
burn up
the
from fucking
leaked
weather
information for
holocaust.
that so far is it's a gen that is entirely focused on futuristic technology.
That could be lit.
Okay.
So it's kind of fascinating that we had Gen 7 that the original idea was to be entirely prehistoric, and that idea is being revisited with the Legends version of that timeline. And then Gen 11 is meant to be the futuristic, and the in between is the paradox of what if on both.
Before I get
ends of it.
too crazy with this,
Scarlet and Violet splits
Yeah.
into those two.
do you guys feel confident in this direction now? Like, do we feel like it's actually gonna like things are gonna actually pan out?
I think it's a really cool direction. I think a lot of it does have stuff that feels like it could be connected,
But-
but that's giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
That
do we believe with all this like gutting of this staff that we're gonna like actively see a Game Freak that's gonna flourish, or is it like,
I think this is the closest hope we'll ever have to them
Right.
actually taking off as game developers.
so if we see, because Wind Waves, correct me, well no,
Wind Waves is still mid that transition.
right, but they just got rid of that guy too, though, right? So it could be very much still a product of the bad.
Well, he
Uh,
was gone as of like 2023, which
So
was mid the development cycle of 10.
right, so that's what I'm saying though, right? Like
Yeah.
if Wind Waves doesn't come out as great, it still gets leniency of like, all right, they were still going through some
Yes.
restructures. So therefore, in theory, God help us, 5 years from now, when we're hitting that big old 4, the Gen 11
That
should
Gen
be
11 is where we'll know for certain.
is Gen 11
how-
is make or break. Is Game Freak capable of doing anything or not?
Yeah. That'll be when we know 100%.
God, I'm gonna be 39 years old.
Because at that point, it'll be in not only a new engine, but it'll be the second major game that they developed.
And it's going to be without the remnants of any old. That's more what I care about. Like I get the
Correct.
yes, the engine's huge. I get that it's new,
But
sure.
this is with all the new blood.
That's where
Finally,
I'm. That's
like,
where I'm
actually
laying at
allowing
because
them.
yeah, like new engine be damned, like experiencing it be damned. It's all about the new blood and seeing what they can do and make them hungry for it. And when you have this old guard there that just does not get the fuck out, it's like, all right, let's see what this crew is. So God help me. If I'm 40 years old and Pokemon's still shitty, then I'm just gonna expect it to be forever.
Yeah.
Completely
But-
agree.
That leads us to the last game here, which is a game that I feel like many a Pokemon fan, myself included, has been fucking begging for so fucking
Actually, I don't
long.
know which one.
And that leads us to Project Seed. as
So
it's
wait,
called.
is this
Let me
the?
let me cook. Let me cook.
Well, no, is this did we talk about? Is this the remake?
Kind of. Let him cook.
Okay, okay.
Let me cook. We there's a lot to discuss.
I thought
here.
because I thought there were two left, but go on. I might be.
No,
just
there's
convincing.
only one left.
'Kay.
For the confirmed games.
Okay.
Because there's like murmured things that they're still sifting through.
Okay.
But of the confirmed games, this is the last one. Project Seed. This is what I feel like like I said, a lot of Pokemon fans, myself included, have wanted. The first genuine take at an MMO style Pokemon game that remakes Generation 1 through 4 as a combined
okay.
experience.
That was
You
what
start in Hoenn, so Gen 3, and work your way from Hoenn to Kanto to Johto to Sinnoh. So Gen 3, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 4. And it's
And,
all one long journey.
And Kitakami. It's the area from Scarlet and Violet.
Yes, there's been murmurs of that as well.
didn't they use like some Xenoblade ass thing for their reference
Yes,
shot?
the way this game was pitched is literally Nintendo pitched it as we want to make a Xenoblade game.
What does that mean, though?
Literally, they want the Xenoblade combat system and game engine, but with Pokemon.
Oh, I should mention that I tried to boot up Xenoblade the other day. I got about an hour in. I'm trying to get through that beginning part.
So what does it mean to someone that has not played a whole lot of Xenoblade?
They want a minimum of a 200-hour deep action RPG where the majority of the time is spent grinding your party, grinding your materials for enhancing your party, and a lot of time spent enhancing the relationship of the individual party members.
So
I mean, I can see it if you're trying to smash essentially four Pokemon games into each other. I mean, I can easily see that being 100+ hour game, like 200-300 hour. I don't know, but I can definitely see triple digits in that for sure.
yeah, and going back, it's kind of funny having the most minimal amount of Xenoblade experience now, like extremely minimal, like negligent, but knowing, right? It's because and this could be just naivety of me talking, but like Xenoblade does that. I shouldn't say Xenoblade, right? But Pokemon Legends does the Xenoblade thing, right? Where it's like you see all the enemies out there, and you can approach them or not. It's up to you. But you can
Right.
walk around. You see all these enemies there. It's real time action, so you can keep kind of moving through your game there, or through your battle stance there. And then you got the town. You can do whatever you need to in there. You can talk to your party members, grind that up because Xenoblade is big on the characters too. So that makes a lot of sense.
And oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, I think one of the special things is since 1 through 4 is essentially hasn't hit like a 3D threshold yet. Like you can just reinterpret the maps in so many cool, neat ways. Just because we've only seen
because
it as, like,
one
a
had
hallway.
the Let's Go games, but that wasn't right.
Right.
That
We're not
wasn't
getting
right.
to be able to turn the camera on it, so they can completely reestablish like how things look and how things act.
Exactly. And some of the things that are leaked in these documents, there's going to be real-time weather effects that are happening constantly in the game. Encounters will change on the fly based on what is happening around you. So that's another element, is the idea of kind of borrowing from the idea of Legend ZA, where there's like an action RPG component to ZA. The idea is that, in the middle of you fighting another battle, other Pokemon could spawn in and suddenly join up and further gang up on you in the middle of the battle.
It's
So-
like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Is it so? I guess I want to mention this. I guess are we catching a vibe that Legends did well enough that they're just spinning this out into its brand new franchise and it's kind of coexisting
Yes.
alongside with the main line?
That's kind of how it's always felt to me. I feel like Legends was kind of like their new like Pokemon Dungeon kind of thing. It's like their new
Yes.
branch game that they can just keep on
Because
spinning.
Dungeon didn't do crazy enough to keep sticking around. They tried to bring it
I mean,
back.
it got, like,
didn't
quite a few, I feel like.
they got through a few, but right, even like they brought it back. I don't think the Mystery Dungeon DX
Well,
did
it's that
anything.
unfortunate thing if they did the Japanese dev thing of like, let's remake an old game and determine if future games are needed based off of this old game.
Right. And yeah, it didn't really go anywhere. So yeah, because if we're talking 4 Legends games in the span of
Yeah, that I think's crazy that they just went ahead and greenlit like, all right, let's do 2, 3, ZA.
yeah. So
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
ZA's out, and we're talking about the next two, but I mean, we're talking about Wind and Waves, and then the next one after that, right? So we're outpacing the mainline game. So it almost like looks like
Well,
there's
I think Wind and Waves is supposed to be a mainline game.
That's what I'm
It's-
saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
Wind
yeah.
Waves is Gen 10.
right.
Yeah.
But then
And-
you have Gen 10, Gen 11, but then it looks like we're outpacing those with Legends games. It looks like their interest is kind of leaning
It's
a
gonna
little
get
more
to
that
We're
way.
really
on
quick.
pace. So we're basically, it looks like we're basically getting a Legends, a mainline, a Legends, a mainline,
Mm. So
with
do we
other
think
things
there's-
sprinkled in.
Wait, so
We're
Legends
splitting
came
those.
out when?
Legends comes out next week, or
No,
this
the first
week.
one.
Yeah,
The first one came out couple years ago.
2023.
And then Scarlet
Yeah.
Violet.
Yep, and then
Or I thought Scarlet Violet and then that came out. Or no, or it was
no, we got Legends and then Scarlet Violet,
okay.
and now we're getting ZA, and then Gen 10.
Wind
and
Waves.
Then we'll get the Johto, and then we'll get potentially the second or technically the fourth Legends game, and then we'll
Okay,
likely
so
get Gen 11
we
at
we
that
got
point.
Arceus in January of 2022, and then we got Scarlet Violet in November of 2022.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, so it goes Legends, Scarlet Violet, ZA, Wind Waves,
and then very
Legends
likely
2.
Johto after that. Yeah.
Legends 2, Gen
And then
11,
we'll
Legends
likely
3.
get like Legends 3 and then right into the next main line. So they're in step
Project
with each
Seed.
other.
Interesting.
And I feel like it truly is because that was the first game that they were able to like really have a breath of fresh air and just be creative.
And it was
And
received
for the
well.
Pokemon diehards, exactly, that super received well.
Yeah, because I always
And
wondered. I guess it makes sense because I was wondering, I was like, why did it take so long to pump out another Legends? I guess because 3.5 years is quite a bit for a fucking one object map.
It's the Call of Duty development cycle. You basically just always have one that has to come out every year, but you give a while for each one to cook along the way.
And ZA is getting received well in reviews, right?
It's
So far,
mixed
yeah.
right now.
Mixed. Interesting.
It's mostly mixed because it's the unfortunate bastard child of a mixed gen game. Because it was clearly designed with Switch 1 in mind. So a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, it's great on Switch 2, but a lot of people that are on Switch 1 are like, this game's kind of ass.
So ignore the Switch 1 reviews. Is it getting reviewed
pretty
well?
much.
Okay, so
Yeah, the Switch 2 reviews are like, oh yeah, it's good. But then you also, again, have the thing where some people are like, this game didn't shake up the formula enough, even though it's the first time that a near mainline Pokemon game has been an action RPG. Actually, period. This is the first time the Pokemon has been a fucking action RPG.
I need to go back and play
Oh, it did
Arceus.
shake
I've been
up the
I've been
formula
thinking
enough.
about it here or there, and it's been taunting me a little bit. I've been thinking about
It
it.
was great. I am glad I went back and finished the game. The biggest issue I had when I first tried to start it
Was the
is I
Switch one?
felt the need to complete the Pokedex as I was going.
Okay.
And that stopped me from making a lot of progress. The second I was like, no, I can do that as I go. I don't need to stop and master every area before continuing. Made it a much more enjoyable experience. Although you do have to get it mostly mastered to get to the end game.
Okay.
But
Maybe I'll put
absolutely
that on.
phenomenal. I did most enjoyable Pokemon game, unironically, in a long fucking time. Although I am excited to finally play Scarlet and Violet, just because terrestrialization as a mechanic is phenomenal. It is the number one mechanic that actually shakes up Pokemon in a actually interesting way. So I am excited to finally play those games. But again, that one I'm waiting on the wife to play with.
Hell yeah. But anyway, so we got an MMO of all of our regions now.
Yeah, we got an MMO of the first 4 regions of Pokemon and a little bit of other regions sprinkled in.
Is this looking like an actual like thing, or is it like a straight up prototype? Like we want to do this, but we'll see.
No, that this is very much it is actively in the works. A
Yeah.
lot of design documents kind of call back to it. Kind of what I was alluding to a little bit earlier, where Game Freak always kind of test out certain mechanics in earlier games before putting them in later ones. There are game mechanics in Gen 10 that are kind of referred to as MMO-like mechanics,
Yeah.
and where Project Seed is meant to be straight up an MMO, it's kind of the thought process that what they're adding in Gen 10 to kind of test the waters for those MMO mechanics are to make sure they foundationally work for that game.
Well, yeah,
Well,
right.
me and Adrian were talking about it too. Is it kind of goes back further than that, right? Like Sword and Shield with Dynamax, and we had Dynamax raids. And that
Yeah,
was
and,
kinda
and,
like
and
their-
even then, like Pokemon Go, like lives and dies off the raid days, right? Like those days, or like those like communities when you get everyone together working on something together, like that. Those are when that game thrives. So
sure. Yeah, I just feel like it was them like testing, like, can we do an instanced dungeon, or are we able to do this to where people can like load in individually and participate in like a synchronized fight
So do you-
sort of
Yeah, which
situation?
also makes more sense why they're testing procedurally
Yeah,
generated
exactly what I was
areas
gonna
as
say.
well now.
Right.
but do we think they can do it? No.
With-
This seems like the love child of how many documents is there? Because does it seem like, all right, once they booted out the shit that kept it there, do you think that it was like day one they walked in, we're doing this cool shit, and then they've been working on it, or do you feel like it's been like it's just
It
kind of
was
like
started a little bit by that team, because again, there was it grew so massive that some other people were allowed to come out from under it, which is how we got Legends Arceus.
sure?
So it's one of those things that there was in the works, but it's early enough in Project Seed's lifespan that we're probably not seeing that until closer to that end of like the 2020 or the 2030. Jesus Christ, that doesn't even sound like a real number right now.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't even. It's likely not coming out until closer towards that 2030 timeline.
You were about to say the
If
end of the
there's no
2030s. I'm like,
delays.
what the fuck are we waiting for 2040 at this point? Because I don't give a fuck. I'm almost dead.
Over the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird to think that this is something that they're actively working on, but it's not going to be for like another 15 years or another 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with game design.
Yeah.
It's like you start that shit, and this is what we were talking about last week, right? With Microsoft starting up projects and they just never get fucking finished.
Yep.
They're so bloated
Which-
now. It's absurd.
David, I want to get your thoughts on that because me and Kels had a
Yeah.
long talk about that. But are we wrapped up with Pokemon in that end?
Yeah, that was the last major thing to
You know
talk
what?
about with the
And
Giga
truth
League
be
so
told,
far.
I understand leaks suck. Leaks are really rough.
Nah, I fucking love them. Let's
Well,
go. Let's
no,
get
but I
more.
understand for the people, especially when you're trying to unveil something, right? Like it sucks to have that wind taken out, but like, truth be told, this is the kind of shit I think Game Freak needs to be told out there, right? Like, I'm sorry, if this league didn't happen, I wouldn't give a fuck. And truth be
Yeah.
told, there's like
If
not
there
even
was just
until
another Nintendo Direct and it's like, here's a new Pokemon, just be like, all right, whatever.
like I don't give a fuck. I don't turn it into the Pokemon Directs ever. Like I have not turned to a Pokemon Direct in probably about 4 or 5 years. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. This league has me like actually excited. Like if all of this like stays the course and it comes out like how they it's something for us to experience like as it is. That sounds awesome. Like all of it, I'm really hyped. I'll buy it and play all those games.
Yeah.
But like now, I don't want to be like, oh shit, I've seen this random person react negatively to this thing. We have to scrap that. We have to scrap everything. Like I want to see it come to fruition now.
Right. Hey, if they do, and like I was saying, it's like if Gen 11 drops the ball, then I think I lost faith. I'm over it.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think I might be hanging up the hat. All right, Game Freak, you guys had everything in the works. You guys uprooted shit. You guys have a brand new engine. You guys had 2 takes on this. If you can't do that shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm good.
I think I'd be willing to give them 11 and then Legends 2. Like if the Legends game comes out and it's still ass, then yeah, I think it's like, all right, you're cooked.
Right.
I actually forgot 2 things about Gen 10, so Wind and Waves, that were super interesting. So my apologies. One, there will be 18 gyms in the game, so every single type will have its own dedicated gym.
Sick.
which
See,
is
and that makes me
wild.
excited because that was another cool thing I really loved about the Gen 2 is because you could go back to Kanto and you got a lot of the gyms that you just didn't have the first time around.
Mm-hmm. Get
Yeah,
a
you got
variety.
Twice as many
every-
gyms.
Every type's gonna have a gym representation.
God, how do I don't think that registered to me ever. How the fuck have we not had 2 continents to explore since 2?
Literally
Yeah.
hasn't happened. And like
That's
it was one of those things.
crazy.
I remember when Heart and Gold, Soul Silver were coming out, and that was a big discussion point. Like, oh, will they still have that? And they did it. So
Yeah, that I don't know why that just did not dawn on me until now that we've just not had that.
And second, Pokemon's actually going to be an RPG, and that has multiple endings.
Can I fight God at the end?
yeah, weird.
Well, I mean,
Probably fight
potentially.
Arceus.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, potentially. Because and the different endings are going to depend on how many Pokemon you caught, whether you caught the legendary Pokemon, how many of the gyms you beat, and how if you decide to do the main villain storyline of the game.
So there's a canon ending and a non-canon ending.
Essentially,
Yes,
probably
there's
gonna
like
be
a
few.
true ending in
Who-
which you completed
Sorry,
everything.
who
in
the fuck is
game.
gonna get the other ending? You fucking idiot! Don't go complete your shit.
Kids are gonna go
Right.
through. They'll do the thing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's we're done. I gotta go get the rest of the Pokemons down the end there.
Yeah, I think it's so crazy nowadays that you can play through it and just like, oh yeah, I didn't beat all the gyms, or oh yeah, I didn't do the main story. It's like, wait, what?
Also, the boss battles, which they don't clarify what they mean by boss battles, but I hope that also means the gyms are dynamic and they change up depending on what you have done in the game up to that point.
Interesting.
That'd be
Okay,
cool.
so they level up with you.
Yes, they level
Cool.
up with you.
Because yeah, sometimes you just over level, and then this gym is like, hey, you ever wonder about the Pokemon logic of like how Brock is a fucking gym leader and he has like level 10 Pokemon? And you're like, bro,
Well,
That's
they
why
try
they-
to rationalize it with the badges, right? It's like
Yes.
you can't have Pokemon over this level, or they just want to pay you. It's kind of like the Charizard logic from the anime.
right? But like, how's
Yeah,
that? How's Brock
they
get his
meant-
job though? Right? Like, hey, you gotta protect this gym.
And
Here's
you
some.
can't go higher than this level.
Yeah.
Well, they address that in Gen 5 because because one of your friends in Black and White becomes a gym leader in Black and White too.
That's right. Yeah.
And he brings up the fact that, like, per the actual regulations of Pokemon gym leagues, when you are like meant to be the gym leader for your area, you are meant to only use Pokemon up to a certain level because that is the basically exam that you're testing for.
I love
with
how
that
you do.
rank.
You like, how the fuck do you know that in real life? Let's pretend this is real. Like, your Pikachu can't be level 20. How the fuck do I know what level this Pokemon is? I guess I'll just
Pokédex.
eyeball it. What was that?
Well, it's the idea that theoretically you're challenging within there. If you let your Pikachu run off and fucking just go ahead and chew on whatever the fuck it finds out in the wild and it's rabid and doesn't listen to you, it'll be pretty obvious that, oh yeah, you kind of over leveled that thing. And that's, again, it's the concept of where it has to kind of disassociate game design.
No,
from,
I get.
like,
I
reality of
understand
the
that. I just
situation.
laugh at the lot, and I
Well,
love
no, I
that.
think your Pokédex is technically what, like, it's the in-universe lore, like that tracks your
Mm.
levels, your move sets, and everything like that. Your history.
You
and a
know,
bunch of
if that was real, I'd be leveled up my Rattata every single day at the gym, dude.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
getting, you're
Yeah.
getting
Come on, we're going
200.
for a jog.
Yeah.
But does it keep track of how many little girls your Typhlosion has abducted?
No, because he's a good boy, and he would never.
I also I love when people are like, God, we should add some lore in here to cover for that weird idea, right? Yeah, let me add in a couple lines for this guy to say, oh well, we got to do this. All right, cool, we're good, we're safe, solid.
Yeah, but after we correct that mistake, let's make a bunny Pokemon that clearly is just meant to be a fucking furry's fuck dream. Let's just throw that in there while we're here.
Yeah, let's make an ice cream cone that looks real fuckable.
Hell yeah!
You
So
ever looked at Vanillite and wanted to fuck it?
Now
Just
there's
me?
3 of them.
Just me.
so that's Pokemon. David,
Yeah.
last week, Kels and I mentioned about the state of Xbox, how Xbox is going a certain way.
Yeah, T-minus like 2 weeks until Halo gets revealed.
Is that what's
with
happening?
sprinting.
I didn't. You both talked at the exact same time.
Is that what's happening with Halo?
Well, yeah, they're doing the what are they called now?
It's a from
Are-
the ground up complete remake of Halo 1.
Yeah, and supposedly it's not gonna have multiplayer. It's just like a
No,
complete,
it's just the story. It's gonna have sprinting and all kinds of other fun things.
and it's in Unreal Engine 5.
Yep.
I fuck with all that except for the lack of multiplayer.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Well, supposedly the thing is they're doing the Infinite thing. It's going to be a completely multiplayer is going to be like a platform detached from the game. It's going to be like it's free to play service type of situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, the reveal for that is I don't think there's like a concrete date. They said end of October.
Yeah.
interesting. I
guess
didn't see
It's
that.
been a shifting target for October.
Okay, I'm curious.
Okay, so October 24th, 2025, it would reveal multiple new projects during the Halo World Championship. So there you go.
Do you think we're actually get it shown there? You think?
Yeah, so supposedly we're getting revealed Combat Evolved remake and a possible new multiplayer only game that's gonna replace Infinite as the main competitive title. So
So they're replacing Infinite.
yeah, Infinite's gonna be technically it's gonna be the sequel to Infinite in multiplayer sense only. Yeah. So it's like, do we get a continuation off of that? What's
Dude,
I feel like they're just gonna at
remake.
this point treat it like the successor to Unreal Tournament that it is.
I stand on it that Halo Infinite is good gameplay.
Yes.
Cannot believe you guys dropped the ball on that game, but it is what it is. I guess we'll see.
I haven't played the story at all, but I played
You
the
should've.
multiplayer with you guys a few
I
times.
think you'd like the story. I think the story. I think the campaign of Halo Infinite is incredibly hated on for no reason.
Well, I can already tell you, David's gonna fucking hate the open world to it.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
my biggest gripe with it too. Like just load
And
me into these
also the
goddamn missions.
grapple platforming.
Oh, I fucking love the grapple hook, dude. The grapple hook. I fuck.
I
with the
hate
grapple
platforming, so
hook. Yeah. I can see that.
I tolerated it in Doom Eternal because it felt fast and fluid, but
I don't know. I love the grapple. The grapple is like my favorite thing that they added to Halo in a long time. But I digress. I think you should play it.
it'll happen one day. I'll now have to. Oh wait, no, I did buy it when it launched, so I do have to buy because I got rid of Game Pass because fuck paying $30.
Yeah,
for Game
okay,
Pass
so-
Ultimate.
I mean, we went through a lot of it, David. We went through a whole lot of it, and truth be told, I've been going through the rounds, going through old videos and digging through stuff, and it's like I've been not necessarily an Xbox apologist, but like definitely a defender in that like I always saw the vision. But how is it that we're a lot of these studios were acquired like 2018 or around there, and how is it that we still just don't have shit? Like I don't. I said this last time. It's the first time I ever said it. Is I just don't trust in Phil Spencer anymore.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, Adrian. That's how Microsoft works. This isn't a problem with the games division. This is a problem with Microsoft.
Okay, tell me how.
Have you looked at how Microsoft handles Windows or Office or any of its product divisions outside of Xbox?
No, I don't pay. It turns
It's
on my
a fucking
computer.
clown world. It is a fucking clown world where they spend more time deciding what something should be called to the point where a fucking basic functionality of managing a Windows environment, Active Directory, then became Entra, then became Entra ID, then just became ID, then went back to Entra. Just the name
I get
alone
that.
changes
So
so
look,
much.
I understand that
And
on developers, but the issue that I think is that they just did not have firm milestones or deadlines for these companies. They just said, "Here's your money."
Though, is that is the Microsoft way. That from the top of the company, period. There is no firm hand on the rails.
Is it like
There
Valve?
is-
I know Valve's changed a little bit, but is like
Valve
the Valve
changed the-
is the Valve thing where they
Valve's
said
changed a
go do
lot.
whatever you want and whatever?
Yeah, Valve mostly they're their weird own autonomous
Side note,
thing.
sorry. I see a lot of lightning outside, so if the stream gets cut, rest in
Hell
peace.
yeah.
Cool.
But no, Valve's a whole other side conversation. Focusing on just Microsoft, they are such a massive conglomerate that there is no managing anything. Everything is its own weird black hole of bullshit that is then dictated upon by the board. And the board only cares about how can we get immediate more money.
Sound like control there. Jesus, can you guys hear that?
No.
Nope.
Interesting. It has a lot. The raindrops are hitting like big time on there. That's kind of funny. Anyway, sure. So take that mindset out of it. And I understand why you want to keep it. I understand. But like, it was Microsoft acquiring these companies, and these companies having that. I just don't think they realize that game developers need a start and stop time. Like, you need to have deadlines. Not everyone's gonna be Stardew Valley, right? Not everyone's gonna be like, all right, cool, it's just done when it's done. That's not how it works. Jesus, you hear that?
Well, no, I think you're
No?
looking at it from but I think you're looking at it from the wrong end of the stick.
Oh, so well,
They are
sorry.
they are looking at it as we need certain specific deadlines because that's when we have release schedules.
Hold up real quick.
And yeah,
No.
no,
Damn, it's like coming on big time on mine. That's kind of funny.
I can hear it when you're talking.
Oh, okay. So but see, I was saying that the only company that got it, that understood the assignment, is Obsidian.
yeah,
Grounded 2, Pentiment, Outer Worlds was finished under Microsoft's helm. Like, they had it, they were already working on it for everything, but that was like all right, we require, we're finishing that. Outer Worlds 2 and
reasonable
Avowed.
turnaround time for that. Yeah,
Like, that's killer. In that span, Double Fine has finished Psychonauts 2 and is barely shown the other one. We just got South of Midnight from what's their name? I'm sorry,
I don't remember.
Compulsion Games.
Yeah.
Right. So like, we're getting all these games so fucking slow. And I get the whole, like, I mean, Hellblade 2, right? Like, the game that announced alongside the console. And it was this year, right? Am I crazy? Was that this year? Or was that last year?
Yeah, that was this year.
Is this year or last year?
Last
Pretty sure it
year.
was this year.
Last year?
May 21st of last year.
So-
Oh, okay.
We're getting all that, and it's like, you guys need to focus on smaller things. And if we're gonna go big, fantastic. How have you guys not had a single like? And again, maybe I'm not putting too much weight on it by nature, but it's just kind of a barrier of acknowledgement. Oh yeah, I hear heavy rain. Jason.
Jason.
I need to play that game again.
Why?
Because I just there's some parts of that game that really just like so good. I think personally, not like the greatest game, but it's just so funny messing with that game sometimes. But it's like we haven't had a presence at the Game Awards yet, right? Like, there's no presence at the Game Awards. We're not getting anything big. Like, you guys are struggling to keep afloat on these titles. Games like Expedition 33 come in and just kick your ass and showcase Game Pass better than your actual fucking first party people are.
Or Power World.
Power World, yeah, even then, like how the fuck? And I'm still frustrated just thinking about that. I've been thinking about this still all week. I'm like, how the fuck are you guys dropping the ball like this much? And it's done. I think we're at it. Like, we're gonna get another console. This is not necessarily the end of the line, but it doesn't really feel like we got anything else to go off of, right? Like, it's gonna go to streaming at that point. So I don't see it getting any farther in the home console area. We're gonna get one more.
I don't even think we'll get like a next proper console. I think the next console will basically be sold as like an all-in-one PC that is optimized for gaming. It will be a console, maybe in name only.
I think it's just called an Xbox, whatever it is, and I think I think you just got to kind of lean on other people, right? Like, you got to have a Steam library on there, you got to have an Epic library on there or something, because like I don't know how you guys dropped the ball, and I do understand. And I said this last week, and I saw it in the video too, because Phil Spencer said it himself. The worst gen to lose was last gen. Losing the Xbox One PS4 was the death knell for Xbox, because yeah, you could swap between 64 and PS2. Yeah, you can go from Xbox to whatever to the Wii. But the PS4, Xbox one generation were the ones that you had your digital library. That's the one where people started making their stuff on, or their library games. You can't just hop. You can have the best, and I guess he said it too. He's like, Starfield could be a 12 out of 10 game, but no one's gonna sell their PS4 for it, right? Like you're gonna always have that because like, well, I have all my games on there. Why am I gonna swap? You're not. There's nothing that's gonna make you ever swap
Yeah.
at this point, right? So it's like they lost that. So I get that too. But like they've had a fighting chance at like maintaining relevancy this entire time. Like they've had the ability to keep that, but they just didn't. They are just not maintaining these studios at a decent level to get an output of games that is consistent and like can be AA games.
For a
Because
company that owns 23 studios, the game outturn that they've had is fucking abysmal.
it is, and it's like I get that maybe like all these big studios are like, oh cool, I have a blank check for Microsoft, fantastic. I want to make it a big thing I want to do. I get that that's probably was the vision when they first got there. Like, oh cool, Ninja Theory wants to make Hellblade 2, cool, we can do that. Oh, Compulsion wants to make South of Midnight, that looks cool, let's do that. But they should have had like you got to create a B team that is focusing on smaller games or something because we got to have output of steady stuff on Game Pass. No one's saving their Game Pass 6 months for this game. No one's saving Game Pass for this, especially now. Now is like that's if you want to stand 10 toes on this $30 a month thing, which is crazy now. Like now,
When Game Pass was first announced, one of the big platforms they put on it is that there would be a new major game every quarter.
that's what they were
There's not
always
even
striving
a major
for.
game every year.
They were striving for a major game every quarter. That was one of their pillars. Like, all right, every 3 months you're gonna have like a big game, which seemed feasible in the future, right? With the way they were setting things up, but just never got there. And it's like it's getting carried by everything else. And it's like if you're gonna have a $30 subscription fee, which is a lot now, you've now crossed the threshold of now I'm analyzing, do I need that? I don't need that. Like
No, now you're getting into the territory of, well, I could pay for a month of Game Pass or I can buy 3 indie games.
right. But like even like $15 a month, $20 a month, like is all right, cool. That's fine. That kind of falls in that part of my brain
That's a
where it's like
Netflix subscription.
yeah,
you know,
that's
not
the thing I can forget about. But you've now raised the alarms like I don't need that. I don't use that. What's going on with it? And it's like you're not giving me anything of substance on there. Like and unfortunately for you guys, the games that I have on there are not worth fighting for to keep that subscription, right? Because it's like if I was playing Call of Duty on there, cool, I could probably buy that same Call of Duty for $30 and just be done with it.
And that's one of the other things is Microsoft has actively admitted that they've lost billions in revenue because the fact that you can you can play Call of Duty on Game Pass versus having to buy
Which
it.
that was always going to be a thing.
And we talked about that a lot. That's why I think you originally said there was no way that Call of Duty would premiere on Game Pass because that'd be so much revenue loss.
No. I think that was I forget what, but I remember my context was always the Microsoft subscription would have been, hey, we sell Game Pass subscriptions because hey, you get Game Pass, you get Call of Duty, or you sell the copies on PlayStation. So you double dip on that
That's what
market.
it was. Yeah.
You always double dip on that market, which it kind of happened, but unfortunately, they cannot push Game Pass subscriptions, and they're losing them now. Like you're not gaining a bigger number on that end. I don't think.
No, the only way
What-
they could have gained, honestly, is if they had kept the price where it was and actually were able to put Game Pass on Switch or PlayStation.
they're not gonna. I think that was always like a dream, and I feel
I
like
think there's a timeline we could have seen Game Pass on Switch.
I always think that, but on the back end of it, I just think Nintendo's like, why would we let you guys have a subscription on there that gives you all this free stuff when we charge and make that money easy?
Because they could roll it into their thing as well. Whereas, because they already are like, here's these bonus fees where now you can play GameCube games. All right, go ahead and charge $30 more for Nintendo Online, and now you also get the Xbox stuff.
Yeah, but the Xbox have like they put out more stuff than Nintendo Online for sure. They don't want to look small in that comparison. They have the market, people pay for the market, done. But like Game Pass coming in there and just having here's 300 games, $30 a month, it's gonna make Nintendo Online look a lot less.
It's gonna look like the shit it is. I understand.
Yeah.
but
So I understand that. And that's the same thing with PlayStation. It's like you're not gonna get on there because while it sounds cool on paper, they're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, you guys, you this the if all of us were gamers that didn't buy games, $30 a month for that is fantastic. I think still, if you were
Yeah.
literally never buying games at all, then sure, $30 a month. If you were actively a gamer, you were coming home, you're playing games, and that's pretty much all you do. Fantastic, same thing, right? But the thing is, Game Pass was kind of in that gym subscription, the Netflix subscription, where it's like, yeah, you buy it, don't think about it, and it's like you load it up, you're like, oh, cool, there's something on there, fantastic. $30
And I
is not
still
pushed out.
recommend it for that group of people. You know, if you're like a family who doesn't necessarily want to buy every new latest game because that adds up quickly, yeah, just pay the $30 a month. Like that again, you know, that is the hundreds of games that you're not having to pay for individually. If you're not some weird fucking hoarder like we are.
It does still, but that's like a if you're playing it daily thing. There is a $20 model that is very much similar. It's you're not getting day one games, but it's like, well, that's kind of the point. Sorry, but like for years, you've sold Game Pass on get these games day one.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Like a $20 model fits perfect for me actually, because a lot of times I don't get to these brand new games. But I'm not gonna because you've advertised it as this way. Now it makes me feel like you're making me pay for the way you've been advertising it for years now. So no.
Yeah, and it's the principle of it for me where it's like, no, that's absurd. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I can still clone my data off of my Xbox, unlike on my PlayStation, which is the only reason I keep my PlayStation Plus at this point, is just because it's the only way to back up my saves on my PS5.
This is
because
crazy.
Fuck Sony, and also fuck Nintendo, because that's also the only way, unless you have a modded Switch like I do, to back up your Switch 1 saves. Although
Hey.
Switch 2 is the same way still.
But you got Alan Wake 2 this month.
True, that is on PlayStation Plus. Maybe one day I'll play it. It is my fourth, maybe third. I don't remember what time to be.
This man's an enigma. All right, I guess the rain stopped. That was fast.
Just a quick little downpour.
Yeah, that's the way it comes sometimes. Just wave of water and then all right, cool.
When it rains, it pours.
Hell yeah, brother. Man, it's between like Pokemon still being a little rough, Xbox not being great, EA getting bought up. I just don't bother with video games sometimes anymore.
I can see that. I don't know. For me, it's all about finding like those little bright spots, you know.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not as enthusiastic about it, I should say. Like I still have games around me. Oh, dude, I saw the cringiest shit on Facebook earlier. It was some post about girls now make like 48% of gamers or something like that, and you know where the incels are coming like seeding ready like, yeah, they play Sims in Stardew Valley and that's all. And then some girl responded and here like, and then there's just some guy like, I'm not gatekeeping gaming. Gamers are really like to be a gamer, you have to play more than like 1 hour a week and do this and that. And I just popped in there. I'm like, one, that's cringe. Two, I'm willing to bet that my collection throws down with probably the best people in this stud right now. And there are a lot of weeks I don't play any video games, brother. There's a lot of weeks that the only video game that comes out of me is a Marvel Snap Daily, and that's about it. So please tell me I don't play video games. So cringe though to gatekeep that shit, dude. It's like, brother, how old are you? Do not gatekeep video games. They're
Look, I still manage to find a lot of time to play games in my life, despite my fucking wild work schedule. And even I wouldn't have the audacity to say shit like that, because like, how fucking privileged are you where you can determine that an amount of time that you put into a hobby is what determines if you're really into the
also
hobby or
who
not?
gives
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fuck?
right.
I'm sorry,
Right.
who gives a fuck? I have so much other things in life going on that I'm like, oh, you're not. I don't give a fuck, dude. Who the fuck cares? Why the
Right. I
fuck
have
do you
bills
care?
to pay, dude. I have to go work, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I touched grass and I've touched a woman. What the fuck have you done? Like, who the fuck cares? And I think someone called them out and they're like, are you one of those people that begs for a gamer girlfriend but can't get a girl to look at him at all? I'm like, yeah, that, you called that guy out because 100%, dude. So absolutely cringy, dude.
Look, there are things to genuinely gatekeep on when it comes to gaming. When it comes to, like, again, not every game needs to be for everyone. 100%. You know, this really hard, ultra difficult game, it's going for the weird sadists that enjoy that kind of game. Just because your ass bought it and sucks at it doesn't mean that the game needs an easy mode for you. It just means get fucking good. I get that 100%. Not everything needs to be for everyone. But also likewise, like when it comes to just the active participation of the hobby, no, fuck off. Like get out of here.
Shoo.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Exactly.
I'm also of the mind that I'm gonna fuck if someone has an easy mode. Just don't play easy. Like I don't. Who the fuck cares? I don't understand. I, dude. There's so much bigger things in life that I'm dealing with. Where I'm like, I don't give a fuck if there's an easy mode in this, dude. Why is there an ounce of iota in your brain right now
Oh
dealing
no,
with
the
that?
casuals might enjoy this.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Oh no,
remember
they
when,
played Dark Souls. Okay, cool.
Did you ever play that Wanted video game for PS3?
Mm-mm.
No.
The easy mode was called Pussy.
Love that. Dude, I was on one on Thursday last week, uh, unmedicated on just a pure energy drink. And I was like sassy as fuck, like 12 out of 10. Like I was on the roasting game so much, and there was one girl who just fell into the target aim, and I'm like, all right, this is how it's gonna go this class period. All right, fantastic. And I just it was bad. Like it was the whole class. I just did not shut the fuck up about this. Like I was just roasting the entire class period. Her friends are like, fight back, and she's like, I can't.
Do something.
I no. I'm like, yeah, go for that. I lost my train of thought as to why I brought that up. There was something you guys were mentioning a second ago. What were we talking about a second ago?
Dank memes. Dark Souls. Get good. Pussy.
Gatekeeping
there you go.
video game.
Because she goes, I'm gonna have my family follow you home, and I'm like, you know what? Go say that. Oh, my teacher hurt my feelings. Can you follow me home? And you know what's gonna happen is everyone's gonna call you something that I cannot say in class right now. And I was like, damn, dude.
That threat, just because what could it be? It could be so many things.
Like, yeah, go tell everyone how the teacher hurt your feelings. See what everyone calls you afterwards, and let's talk about that after and see what kind of things you get called in after that. Oh man, I don't know, dude. I was telling Keller now, David. The state of video games is weird, dude. Like I don't really get excited for a lot of these directs or anything anymore. I remember when like watching like Giant Bomb, like Jeff Gerstmann, a lot of those crew would just be so jaded on shit. I'm like, what do you mean you're not excited for this thing? And like 10 years
Now
later,
you're
I'm
there.
like, 10 years later, I'm like, I kind of get it, dude. I just don't give a fuck. Like it's,
I still have a optimism about it just because I am always excited to see what other shit is out there. Even if it's not necessarily for me, if there's something I have that like side enjoyment where it's like, oh hey, I don't give a fuck about that, but my wife might have a great time with that. I now
Okay.
have that like living vicariously through my wife where it's like I get to have something to be excited for, not for myself always, but for someone else. And so it's like, okay, cool. Let's see if there's something either for me or my partner to enjoy here. And then if there's not, then okay, well, I mean that again, it just it wasn't for me, whatever. But it's kind of one of those things that going into it without the expectations has been great because I'll always find at least one or two like little gems like, oh, okay, all
see,
right.
I don't even go with
that's kinda neat.
expectations though. And I don't know. I feel like, not like saying this is the reason, right? But I feel like a lot of charm, like, I went back a couple days ago, I think 1 or 2 days ago, and watched back some of our reactions to Smash characters. I'm like, damn, I forgot I got that excited over shit, you know? Like the Kazuya reveal, that shit was hype as hell, dude. But I don't know. I just don't know what could happen at this point that could get me freaking out at that level. Uh, bar of like a Banjo Kazooie game actively happening or something, you know. Like I just feel like I get so jaded on a lot of these.
So do you think when inevitably Switch 2 Smash gets revealed, you're not going to be back in the hype train?
I probably will, but I mean, even then too, like I'm excited for another Smash game so I can get rid of characters. I'm like, if they announce Smash and instead of revealing characters, they showed you who they're taking away. Oh, I'm fucking in, dude. Let's go the reverse. Let's do the reverse because
no one is coming back.
Yeah, like Mario's going. What the fuck? Mario's
Master
going.
Hands just coming down, plucking them out.
Oh, that'd be so sick, dude. Oh man,
It's just all from just the most obscure Nintendo properties, representing Nintendo fucking Famicom Detective Club. Let's go.
I tried
Yeah,
booting
and
that
then
up the other
there's
day
Speed.
too, and I can't find a game right now that I'm like able to pop into aside from something that's just so fucking brainless. But yeah, I tried bopping that on too. I was like, maybe I could do like a visual novel, and I felt it for a second, and it was gone. I need to
Yeah,
find
didn't
something.
you say last week that you were playing like solitaire or some shit?
I've been playing a lot of solitaire.
Yeah, your brain is broken.
Dude, I don't know. I'm in a gaming funk right now. Like I just don't give a fuck about video games currently. Like in
Shit,
that
I gotta look up the name of it, but there is a new horror solitaire game that's come out that is actually really fucking cool.
hell yeah.
There's a battle royale game that I want to play. Have you seen it? It's the typing one.
No.
It's where you're sitting at a typewriter typing, and there's a guy just sitting there with a pistol pointed at you, and if you fuck up, you're out.
Is that click holding?
Do what?
That sounds like the click holding game.
Oh no, it's like an actual like battle royale. Like
That's
you're playing
sick.
a multiplayer, like with
I need
a
to look-
bunch of other people.
I'm gonna look at that real quick. Let's see.
It's called Final Sentence. It's on Steam.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's like you and a bunch of people just sitting at like your own little school desk, and there's a guy just sitting there with a gun at your head.
That's so funny. I'm so in. All right. Yeah, no, I I hopped into a Fortnite battle royale. I was like, maybe this will be kind of fun. And then I realized I hopped into build mode and that pissed me off like right away.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I killed a couple people and then I was shooting at a guy, he freaked out, built a wall, and then got in his car and drove off. I'm like, oh, okay. I forgot why I didn't play this. And I was like, yeah, I'm too bored to do OG.
Forbidden Solitaire. That's the name of the game. It's kind of like a half ARG, half horror solitaire game. Highly recommend.
Forbidden Solitaire. Why these are both coming soon, you fuckers. I'm trying to play something now.
You can play the demo.
No, I'll play demos.
This man,
Uh,
good for demos.
yeah, I don't know why. I'm in like probably one of the biggest like gaming funks. I just don't know what the fuck to do with. In a little while.
Usually when I have those gaming funks, I play a Dynasty Warriors game and feel better.
I popped on Persona 5 Strikers trying to do that. Did not work. I've played so many games for about 20 minutes each and just nothing. And then I just default to some brainless bullshit because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Even movies I'm trying to get into, some like a movie here or there. I watched Tron Legacy for the first time the other night.
Hell yeah.
Daft Punk, like guys again, Daft Punk, right? I'm like, all right, you motherfuckers, you guys got it.
Too bad they now have the second best Tron album.
I'm trying to get. I've heard very mediocre things, but I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I just want to hear an Nine Inch Nails album in 40x.
Well, that and like Legacy had was kind of critically panned as well, and I like Legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy is a whole lot of fun.
I have mixed feelings on Legacy. It's
Sure.
not a film I look back fondly on, but it's a film that definitely, like, every time someone says something about it, I'm like, oh, there was this cool moment.
It looks so
There's this
fucking
cool
cool
thing.
though, dude. It looks so fucking cool. Like I don't give a like.
But I have zero interest in
E-
Ares.
Even the visuals, like I'm like, but like it just like stills of that movie look so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Aries, I'm going in for specifically because of the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack.
Yeah,
Um,
but I can go and listen to the soundtrack independent of having
yeah,
to stare.
I
at fucking
feel
Jared
weird
Leto's
sometimes about
face.
that. I don't know why. Again, it's that weird thing that I have with like playing the game, the first game in the franchise stuff. I hate listening to the movie soundtrack ahead of time. So I
Well,
literally like the Tron soundtrack with Daft Punk, like that whole album there. I've literally like listened to Derez maybe a couple times, and that's about it.
That and like the soundtrack just hits different whenever you know like the context to it, right? So like whenever you get
I
like the
mean,
big music drop during like an action scene,
I
like
think I'm gonna
it,
stand by
maybe
that.
I have that. Maybe I have that disconnect because like I have almost 1,000 video game soundtracks, and I've definitely listened to a game soundtrack long before I have actually played it. Like fucking Electronic Super Joy 1 and 2, I have listened to the fuck out of those game soundtracks. I still have never touched those games.
That's fair. I I oh, Jesus, I lost my train of thought there.
Tron Legacy, Daft Punk soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, I watched the Interstellar 55555 finally.
Oh,
Yes,
nice. Did you watch the shitty AI upscale?
No,
one,
that's
or-
why I did. I'm really bummed out because I really wanted to hear it in the theater. You know, I was like kind of, I was like, do I? I ultimately I didn't, obviously, but I really wish it didn't do that because I was like, fucking like foaming at the mouth to be like, oh, the Discovery soundtrack in the theater is probably fucking incredible. But no, I actually watched it. I did. David, have you ever seen that?
I saw it way back in the day. I didn't watch
Yeah.
the recent version of it done by fans that you sent me. I have it downloaded. I just got to add it to the server.
Yeah. So someone actually made like a painstaking like went through and actually
Manually upscaled.
yeah of their own. It looks pretty good. It had a lot of good reviews from people. But yeah, no, I watched that. I actually had a good time with it. I thought I didn't realize the kind of story that it was telling. I actually fuck with it. It's good to have like that kind of like music video context with it,
Look at you just going back and watching all these anime movies.
right? Perfect Blue, this, yeah,
Oh,
no,
Perfect Blue Fox. Goddamn.
yeah, I didn't, yeah,
Yeah, we
I
were
watched
chatting about that last week. And
yeah.
You weren't here for it, David. What the fuck, man?
last week. I watched Perfect Blue for the first time.
Hell yeah. Phenomenal film. My wife hates it.
Why?
Uh, she
Because
has a
she
very
prefers
strong
Black
difficulty when it's very obvious a man is writing a woman's perspective because there's a lot that is lost in subtleties of the female experience that she gets agitated by when it's very obvious it's a man trying to write for a woman's perspective.
Not only that, but it's a Japanese man, so you know it's going to be slightly skewed in a weird direction as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what though? I trust Satoshi Kon more than I trust Stephen King with females.
Oh, big facts.
I mean, that's like saying, you know, you trust a Japanese developer of Minorities more than you trust Stephen King. I mean, that's the low bar.
It's so funny going through the long walk with my students, dude, because I have to like I go through with one of my class and I forgot kind of like exactly what each chapter is, and as we're going along, I'll pause where I'm like, okay, cool, I can pause right here. I still have a bug. I have a vague. I mean, I read it twice last year. I read it 3 times last year. Read it way back when, and so I'm getting refreshed on this. But I'll use my guinea pig as the first class, and the second class I'll pause and give context ahead of time, and it's like, all right, good, because it's just him talking about seeing the character mom seeing the character's mom naked for the first time and talk about their pussy, but how it was hairy, and they're like, it was hairy and cut open. And they just keep saying that. I'm like, all right, I gotta pause and give context as to why these boys are talking about how much they're horny for each other and why they're thinking about their mother's pussy. Shout out to Stephen King. Yeah, thank you, David. Hey, that was his first book ever, so I'll give him a pass on that. When you're coked out writing a kid orgy in it, then we've lost the plot.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you're 19 years old and you're writing a long walk, it's gonna get weird. Like, that's fine. That's fine. I can't defend a lot of other stuff though. But dude, it's got some really fucking funny moments when you like go back, you're like, oh yeah, the movie didn't even talk about this, which I understand why.
Makes a whole lot of sense now.
Yeah, he did not picture his mother naked and talk about her hairy pussy. So shout outs to the movie for knowing what to go with in terms of content.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
Hell yeah. I
hell yeah. Is that it?
think that's
Yeah.
it.
Nice. Let's see. I see. This is where I wish we had viewers. By viewers at home, if you guys know I like solitaire, give me some solitaire games to play. That's what I've been doing, dude.
Yeah, where's the Balatro of Solitaire?
Maybe I should go back to Balatro. Maybe need something. I'm literally just playing solitaire. It's so funny, but so bizarre. What a weird turn I've been taking. But hey, thanks for y'all for doing the Forbidden Solitaire and Final Sentence. I'm going for those now. Those will be fun. You know what? Final Sentence might be a good way to do typing tests with these kids too.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, because I made them do typing tests last year. Because I'm like, you guys need to get better at your typing, dude. If you're hitting me with a 23 word per minute, I'm like, yeah, just no. But apparently there's one of the freshies that I just got. I got to figure out which one again. Is like in the high hundreds for typing.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know where that came from, but shout outs to you, David. What's your
That's,
typing team?
probably from being on forums.
Probably.
Last I tested, I think it was like 90 words a minute.
I think I get like 80. I think like the best I can do is like 90, but I think I average around 70, 80.
Yeah, I think mine was like 72 or something like that.
Yeah. We should have a typing test sometime on the podcast. That'd be funny to listen to
Hell yeah,
ASMR.
my accuracy shit.
Yeah. So when
Well,
you're
that's the big thing with all these typing tests. Like, it's all about the accuracy.
right, so I will pause like at a certain time and go backspace, period, space, whatever on that end. David, yours
Oh
going.
no, I'm a trooper. I could just keep going. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we lost that one. It's fine.
No, I can't have any errors. I will sacrifice words to save on the errors. All right. Well, that was a podcast. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in. David, send us out.
Hell yeah. Ball with the ball, the bang, diddy, diddy. Also, shout outs. I just learned in this moment that one of the creators of a series I used to enjoy, King Falls AM, apparently after leaving that series abruptly, never to be finished, went on to do wrestling podcasts. What a
Oh,
fucking
hell
weirdo.
yeah.
Idea what a George Droid meme is? No, never heard of it.
Someone tipped DSP with the name George Droid, and DSP is like, I don't understand what this meme is.
Jesus Christ.
He's an idiot. All right. Adios, stream.
Bye,
See ya.
stream.